Hello, welcome to us again with our ongoing campaign. Say hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, I don't introduce myself anymore. If you don't know who I am, that's okay. Yes, we actually have everyone again. There were half as many last time, but we got into some various hijinks, which we'll get to shortly. Jordan opened a show this weekend.
Sure did. That's why there's no beard here. I miss it.
It misses you, and I'm sure it will be back soon.
What did you open it with?
I hate you so much.
I'm so happy right now. I'm so happy right now. And how many more weeks of it you got? Like
God,
4 or
like
5?
5? We're running a long time, y'all.
Yeah, you are.
We're running, so Riverwood, we're still running at the Langston Hughes Center for the Arts for another like 3 or 4 weeks, and then we go over to Seattle Public Theater, and then we run for another like week and a half. Yeah, long run, 2 spaces. It's great.
Awesome. Very exciting. Nathan, did I hear you blew your voice out this weekend?
Yes, we had our our first gym show last night in a little over 2 years, and I was doing, and amongst a number of things, I was doing announcing, judging, some timekeeping. I was doing some promoting for our sponsors. I was tired, and I sounded gravelly this morning.
Did you sound like Harvey Firestein?
I wish.
Right. Great voice.
I just want to be loved. Is that so wrong?
Oh, now it's making me think of when Gilbert Godfrey read 50 Shades of Grey.
Yo.
It's one of the greatest things that's ever existed in this world.
But yeah, I had a fun time last night. It was really cool. A lot of fun fights. I will nerd out very briefly on this grappling tournament.
Please do. You were very excited about it.
It was a 6-person competitive grappling tournament. 2 of the best grapplers in the country were competing on it. They ended up on either sides, and they both made it to the final.
Nice.
So I'm sitting here at the main event. I'm like, oh, I'm so excited about this. And the guy that I thought was going to win ended up getting. Not only did he lose, but he got submitted in like 4 or 5 minutes in a.
Oh wow!
It was unreal, man. Really, really high level technical jiu-jitsu is just it's a treat, especially when you have competitors that are looking to engage. We had a number of kids compete.
Oh, cool.
2 of our kids from our gym, brother and sister, both went out. They did very, very well. Very proud of them. Super cool night. I'm exhausted, and I haven't been this happy to be this exhausted in a long time. So. And
this was like what, your guys' first show in a couple of years?
First show, it was either like end of 2019 or 2020, right before everything went on lockdown. So
that's friggin' awesome. I am so thrilled for you guys. Like as someone who had to deal with Zoom box theater at best as a performer for a long time, the fact that I've gotten to do a few things in front of real audiences again, I cannot tell you how just life affirming it is.
It fuels you. It was just like, oh. And the crowd was loving it. They were engaging and supportive. Just in all, like, I mean, you performers, you know what that's like when you get that kind of feedback. Or Jordan, you were speaking earlier. If you don't, makes a huge difference. And I get why you guys do what you do and enjoy it so much.
It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. And speaking of a lot of work, a little brief note. Casey, Jamie, and I are all involved with the company Shakespeare Northwest. This summer, there is a donation page up regarding supplies for our permanent stage that's being built. I was up at the space today briefly, and I took a couple pictures that I've shared with some folks on the progress on it. I'm not lying when I say I got misty-eyed seeing it. It's level, it's being built, it's going to be permanent, and I think it's the beginning of really becoming a cornerstone of that community going further, and we'll see how deeply entrenched we can get into everyone's lives up there and all that wonderfulness.
I think it's hilarious that you're like, it's level, like all the things you'd expect from a stage, yes, but if you have not seen it before, you do not know.
You would expect a stage to be level.
Yeah, also all of y'all, any of y'all that have done performances before,
yep,
not all stages are level.
outdoor theater where you have to construct the stage from existing pieces like a giant game of Tetris.
Yep.
Yep.
One last thing.
Yes.
Jamie, you have a copy for a sponsor for us, right?
No.
I'm kidding.
What are
I
you
just
talking
wanted to
about?
terrify Jamie for a moment.
Wow, Jordan,
Well done. Well done. Let's see.
Jamie, remind me to punch Jordan the next time we all get together.
Okay, well, I'm wearing a shirt today repping Marshawn Lynch's character from
Westworld.
World. So if he wants to send me anything, I'm very open to that.
I mean, you put that out on the internet. Marshawn Lynch, if you want to play a D&D with us.
Oh my God.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can be every class,
Yeah.
whatever you want. We will create.
I will homebrew a
Homebrew
new class for you.
Yeah.
We will homebrew the beast mode class.
Yes. Oh my
I
God.
was gonna say, there's a Beast Master class, right? Or some
I
sort
would
of
say
subclass.
Beast Mode Barbarian.
Yeah, I was literally just thinking that that whole aspect of the beast.
So we'll make
Yep.
that.
And
Yeah.
now I have to play one that's completely designed off of Marshawn Lynch. Okay, that's one of my next characters if I ever actually play again, because DMing takes up time and I love it. Speaking of DMing, all of you had traveled to the town of Silent Gulch, going southward from Ruby's Crossing. En route, you were warned by one former, I won't say ally, acquaintance, we'll say, Sindel Trueshot. And shortly after said warning, you encountered a couple chain devils. You took care of said chain devils, but not before you had a very short and violent parley with a dusk elf. And by short and violent parley, they attempted to parley with you, and you attempted to remove their head from their shoulders. I love it. Reaching Silent Gulch, you all met up with Marshall Bicker in his office, and he basically kind of gave you the lay of the land, lets you know where you could stay for free, or if you wanted to pay more for nicer lodgings, you were welcome to. The Copper Resort being the one that is completely paid for. Mannix and Kira were asked by Marshall Bicker to stay and hang out in his office for a bit. He wanted to chat with the two Imperial lads just to sort of give you best advice on minding your P's and Q's in town, just sort of let you know there'll be certain folks who it's not just because you're Imperial, it's because one of you's nobility and one of you's got like symbols of the census and whatnot. Some folks won't take too kindly to it, but basically he says, as long as you don't start nothing, there probably won't be nothing. And he regaled you all with another tale or two of Tyree's exploits in the assemblage. Reba saw a very lovely kept temple dedicated to Odin, and knowing just how much it would make her deity uncomfortable for that energy to be there, Reba decided to wander the town a bit and spend some time in that temple. As far as Garnet, Pohaku, and Siobhan were concerned, they went to the Copper Resort, sought out their rooms, and when Pohaku let it be known he was thinking of just sleeping on the roof, it was realized a mattress fort could be built. And so a mattress fort was built. And while the three of you were christening the sovereign nation of Mattress Fort,
I would not like that. Holy shit.
I imply nothing. I was more thinking of just discussing staying up late and eating snacks. But you'll let your mind go where it's going. There was a knock at the door, and it was a associate of Garnet's, one Verona Silent Fingers. And she let Garnet know that she kind of wanted her help with a job. See, there's a land claims office in town that Verona had tried to break into the upper offices to find out about properties that are soon to become available, recently did become available, and sort of what those might be valued at, as she's sort of looking to set up a bit of a smuggling safe house here in town. But since she got caught, she can't really try it again.
Wait, she's a smuggler?
A bit.
And she said that to my face and said, like, we'll be sure we treat your father's goods well. Okay.
Oh no, she will treat your father's goods well. As far as other people's goods, on the other hand, no, she'll pay fair price for Calm's goods and use them proper.
Okay.
As far as other things coming through,
Yeah.
it's
We
not
don't have to throw hands. It's all right.
correct. So Garnet got agreement for a certain percentage of the profits going through, and Siobhan let it be known that she's not a good liar and she really can't be part of said endeavor. Verana said this was perfect, as Verana needs an alibi in case anyone realizes someone broke in to the claims office. So Verana and Siobhan went about the town. You guys got some baked goods, and you ended up at the brothel on Verana's advice because there'd be lots of people there. Siobhan told the story of everything that happened at the Shimmerstone mine and the Empire and Sense's interest and involvement in things in the assemblage. And with Verana as her hype man, there was a natural 20 rolled on that. We called it persuasion, where all of a sudden there was quite the focus on these words. A letter was delivered to Siobhan by one of the companions that was apparently given to her by her most recent client, that informed Siobhan that he and his associates were looking to meet with them tomorrow, midday, at the train yard. Don't bring the marshal.
He didn't mention associates.
You assume associates because they're marking of the census. They always travel in groups. And lastly, Pohaku and Garnet were outside the claims office, had done a little recon.
On the two of us for charisma checks.
Perfect.
So 6 hours, Paco, you and I can talk to each other.
It's amazing.
But don't do it unless it's like really important. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And you're good with the plan?
You know it. I got your back.
Okay.
But
Give
more
me-
importantly, I'll have this guy's front.
Okay. Give me 30 seconds to get out of sight of the door, and then you go in and do your thing. Okay.
I will be the most touristy tourist that ever has touristed a tourist.
Oh no.
I know that you
Crap.
can do this.
Tourist. Touring.
All right.
Perfect.
So yeah, Garnet is going to skirt along around the back of the building as unsuspiciously as possible,
Okay.
and
Make-
then
make a
go
little
as stealthy
stealth
as
check.
possible once she's
Yeah.
out of sight.
Suspicious.
Actually, we'll do a deception check for you, trying to not draw any attention.
Okay.
With advantage now.
You gave her advantage on charisma, I thought.
It is
Yeah,
deception.
deception.
is charisma.
Yeah, I thought you did stealth. Sorry.
Stealth will be after this.
So that is only a 12. I will roll a d8 if I fail.
Let's see here. Yeah, no one really seemed to take much notice of you. The Hall of Records is not the most interesting building in town, so there aren't a whole lot of eyes over there. You feel that even with the 12, you're pretty well incognito.
Okay.
And while he's waiting, Pohaku was given instructions to wait for 30 seconds.
Mhm.
So he's noticed that when he casts spells, there seems to be, no matter how fast he tries to cast, he can't seem to do them more than once every about I don't know, 6 seconds or so. And so for while he's waiting, he's just going to cast down at the dirt at his feet a minor illusion 5 times, and it's just going to literally be just kind of in the dirt. 1, 2, and he'll do that 5 times.
Perfect. And at that point, you head on in.
Yeah. Was there anything else you were doing, Garnet?
I've snuck around the back.
You're good. Okay. So yeah, at the appointed at 5, as I hit the 5th casting of minor illusion, Pohaku will smile to himself, and as he is about to open the door, just kind of says under his breath, "I wonder what's in a Hall of Records." Well, guess I'm about to find out. And he'll walk on in. And Pueo will be perched on his shoulder for this.
And as you walk in, this well-dressed tiefling, just writing on some documents, looks up, this pair of spectacles balanced on their nose. Yes.
Hi, who are you?
Zemia Devotion, and you're looking
Zemia
for...
Devotion.
Yes.
That's an amazing name.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Hi, I'm new in town. I'm Champion Esquire Pohaku Kahu.
Oh, pleasure to meet you, champion. What?
And I gesture down at the belt that clearly reads Champion.
That's delightful. Well done.
Thank you.
Congratulations to your
Thank you.
victory of what I'm sure was impressive. How may I be of assistance?
Oh, well, I'm new in town and I'm just taking in the sights. What is this place?
It's the Hall of Records. We keep the town's records here. There's a sign out front.
What kind of records? Like, do you have like records for who lifted the heaviest stone?
No.
Records of who threw the caber the farthest?
Certainly not. No. We
No.
wouldn't keep those sorts of records here.
What kind of records then? Is it records about your own personal accomplishments, of which I'm sure they are legion?
Not records of accomplishment, my friend. They are of property, of ownership, overall.
Oh, it's the
town.
history.
Yes, historical records is.
I love history.
Do you? Do you?
I am quite proficient in history.
Okay, then I believe you.
Who- So Silent Gulch.
Yes.
I myself hail from a little spot in the Whispering Woods. It's been quite a journey to come here.
Good. Wait, but you've come from the wood themselves?
Yes, they don't actually whisper. I notice it's actually not entirely silent here either. It's kind of funny how that works out, you know?
Please tell me everything about growing up in the wood. Please spare no detail.
Okay, but
I'm
only if you can tell me about who is the most interesting family you've ever met personally
oh, goodness.
here in Silent Gulch.
The most interesting family. Let's see. Well, now I won't lie.
I should hope not.
I have a bit of a sweet tooth.
Sweet Tooth, are you about to tell me about the Flower Girl Bakery? I've heard of
Yes.
this.
Yes, Lady Stone Speaker. Yes,
Lady Stone Speaker.
I would
Okay.
consider her the most interesting person in this town.
You know, I met a very interesting woman earlier. Do you know Lady Tess, Miss Haroldottir?
Oh, yes. Runs the Copper Resort.
I've got to go I'm going to be visiting the bakery a little bit later. I haven't yet made my way there. I understand they have the best pie. I'm supposed to get her a meat pie. We'll definitely be bringing one back I'll be happy to bring one back for you. Is there a particular pie you would like? I would be happy to bring one for you.
No, I am fine. I actually stopped there for lunch earlier today. I'm quite satisfied.
Okay. Well, maybe later if you'd like, we can meet up there later. But in the meantime, let me regale you with everything I know of the Whispering Woods. And you can tell me about the very silent coach.
Yes, indeed. Make a persuasion check. This is just to keep their attention while things are about to be happening upstairs.
Natural 19 for 19.
Alrighty. So while that's all happening, Garnet.
Yeah, so she sneaks around to the back. She's going to. So Koyo had told her that the room with the so there was 3 rooms upstairs. The room with the open door was the laboratory.
Yep.
There was a bedroom, and then the office was in the middle.
Essentially, yes.
Okay. So she's going to take a quick look around to make sure no one's paying attention or could see her shimmy up the
Perception check.
side of the building. Okay, perception. Natural 20 for 20.
You not only quickly are aware that no one is watching you. This individual, this tiefling, you're able to get just enough of a glance, clearly engrossed in everything Pohaku has to say as they roll fuck all for their both insight and perceptions on these past 2 rolls. So they currently have no idea that they are being distracted or there's somebody sneaking around upstairs. We'll see how that goes. And are you just making sort of a beeline straight to the office?
I was going to go through the open window in the laboratory and then sneak into the office. Yes.
Perfect. So as you get to the door of the laboratory after you've snuck in, it's locked.
It's locked from the inside.
From the outside. You quickly get the sense of sort of one of those employee onlys. You got to have a key to get in.
Oh,
or
okay.
out.
I thought it was coming in the window into the laboratory. And
You
then
are.
out
You
and
you
around.
are. You are in the laboratory right now in the window.
Oh, the office door is locked?
The door to get out of the laboratory into the hallway. That one is locked. Correct.
Okay. Well, we'll have to pick it. Use tools?
Yep.
24.
With this is like Fonzie with the jukebox. You kind of put one of your thieves' tools in there and just give. You're about to give it with a bump with your fist. You're like, oh wait, that would make noise. So you just kind of take a little bit of cloth and set it on there and bump the cloth on there and effortlessly comes open.
All right. Take a quick peek out and then shimmy over to the office.
Perfect. Yeah, you don't see anyone up here, anything that you would worry about. The office door is closed. And a quick check reveals it is also locked.
Okay. Yeah, I will. And there was a window down into the front area, and that was from the office?
Right. Yeah. There's a section of it is just a large pane of glass.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. Thieves' tools open this door too.
Love it.
Cat has
22.
chosen chaos today.
What did you say?
So I'm sorry, this cat has chosen chaos today.
Apparently has. So, and what'd you get for your roll?
22.
22. Again, effortlessly. No problem. Even if this were a very well-built lock with a 22, easy. And you can tell quickly this was not a well-built lock. No damage to the lock, and also no sign that you had done any sort of lock picking at all. But the door is open and you now have access to the office.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna close the door behind me. And I'm gonna try to stay away from that window as much as possible.
Perfect. It's not too hard to do. You're able to keep yourself using kind of the desk largely as cover.
Okay. So the first thing I want to do is check the desk, thinking that if there's any recent activity, maybe it hasn't been filed yet, or maybe there's applications or those sorts of like recent stuff, maybe around the desk area.
Sure. I won't even make you make an investigation check if you're looking on the desk. So you kind of glance through what few papers are up there. You do, as far as anything for land claims or land ownership, you only see one item that's on the desk itself. It is a berry farm, little ways outside of the town proper itself. Looking at the size on it, like, you're not an expert in square footage of buildings or acreage of a farm. This doesn't look small. Like, just what little you know, you'd think, okay, probably need a few people at least to run it properly. But you do see that whoever owned it, they had passed not too long ago. No next of kin. The town is just basically making sure they get the paperwork in order to clear any ownership of the property before it's listed for sale of any sort. But yeah, this one, there's no one for it to go to, so there'd be no one to contest any sort of purchase, and no one who would have any sort of like sentimental attachment on that. But you do think it might be a little
Indication of value?
bigger. Overall value on it, this one, to purchase it, it would be listed as what do I have here, 500 platinum.
Okay, but we're looking for something bigger than this. Is that what?
She
Or
wasn't super specific of
Okay.
what she wanted. Your sense is nothing too big, as she's not a farmer, and it's largely meant to be a front for
Got it.
everything. But at the same time, something that could be managed, because a farm where all the crops are dying is not a very good front.
Right. Okay. Cool. Yeah, and then I'll take. I guess, is there anything other than filing cabinets that would indicate, or something that would indicate like a filing system other than alphabetical by name?
Make an investigation check.
Well,
12. Good enough for this because you can read. just quickly looking through, you see that the filing system is alphabetical by name, but then it's also alphabetical by category. So
Okay.
if it's just over, like, history is, it's town history, it's under T. Farms, housing, anything on that, tax records is, so anything you see, like birth records, death records, marriage
Got it.
certificates, divorce certificates, all of that, it's sort of in that order. So land titles being in the L section under land.
yeah, let's go for land titles. And
Perfect. And you also find that's also divided out into categories too, where you're seeing the farms are broken down as far as size of farm and then type of farm as well.
okay. Yeah, let's go for the smaller berry farms then.
Perfect.
See
So
what we can find.
you do find two smaller farms, specifically like berries, because that was mentioned. Those are a little easier to tend to because they kind of grow themselves. So you find one, it is specifically a blackberry farm that is right up against some of the woods there. So you would imagine they probably grow like wildfire. It was vacated about 7-8 months ago. Doesn't list as to why. Property was sold, and it was just sold back to the town. We're not quite sure how the process worked on that. It seems a little odd. The price on that is 200 platinum.
Okay.
The other farm, it when you're looking at the sort of layout of it, it is actual rows of berry vines as opposed to this sort of like natural thatch on it. About the same size. This one is simply listed as being for sale by owner. The owner wants 400 platinum for it, as is, has some basically has some details on there, some of the farming equipment that exists there. So if someone wanted to purchase it, they're willing to sell it lock, stock, and barrel.
Do any of these three, including the one on the desk,
Mhm.
mention like buildings that are also on the property? Or is it like just the crops?
They do mention the buildings themselves. All three of them have a dwelling on them. The one that was a bit larger, the one that was on the desk, that one would either be, you imagine, for multiple families or a very large family. The other two are both clearly single family dwellings. And then the one that was sold back to the town for whatever reason, it also has its own well on it. So it has its own dedicated water supply.
Okay. Are there like mentions of names or like I just want to make sure I can give her the locations or things like that.
Yeah. So the one that's for sale by owner, that one is the listed as owned by the Emberflower family.
Okay. And then the town owns the other two.
Right.
Okay. I want to chance a peek out the window just to make sure that Pohaku still seems to have the tiefling's attention.
Make another performance check, Haku. Let's see how this is going.
So yeah, he's going through basically his family tree and pulling up minor illusion to create essentially a whiteboard as he is doing so.
I love this.
Not as good. That's an 11.
11. At this point,
Shouldn't have gone for PowerPoint.
as much as I'm enjoying this, my friend, I do need to get back to my work. I'll tell you, if I see you at any of the local taverns, I will very happily sit down and have a drink with you. But as you are not in the process of a records request, I do need to bid you good day. Thank you. And
What work is it that you're doing?
work I am incredibly behind on. So I would most graciously ask if you would please, good day.
I am quite an accomplished, look, I realize, and I kind of point down to myself, I am quite an accomplished combatant. It is true. And I kind of flex. Muscles do not negate the abilities of the mind.
Nor do
I
I
am quite an accomplished scholar. I would be more than happy to assist you in catching up. Devotion to your craft, as clearly you are. Please allow me the privilege of assisting one so devoted to their craft as yourself.
Gladly. So here's the process. He reaches under they reach underneath the desk that's in front of him, pulls out this lengthy form, rolls it up, hands it over to you. So I'll need you to complete this entire form. It is in triplicate. I will need 3 references of your good standing of character, which I will have to cross-reference before it can be known that you have the authority and the trustability to be trusted with our records. You may take this with you, and good day. I will see you when you finish it and return. Farewell.
No better distraction than bureaucracy.
I'm going to, so the link with Garnet, that's all in our head.
Yeah.
That's second.
So I'm just going to mentally over to Garnet. Do you need more time?
I think I'm good, but I need time to get out.
Okay. All right. I'm going to be dropping you're not going to be. I know it's hard to imagine as sweet as you are, but you're not going to be as well. It's fine. And and I break the link, and I'm just going to be. Well, I understand. So back to devotion.
The door is in that direction. You should be walking through it.
Well, I absolutely understand, but if
And as you exit, you hear the door. You hear the lock latch behind you. Finally, and you hear from the other side of it. And Garnet, you see that they are gathering up forms and heading towards the stairway that leads upwards. You have plenty of lead where you're not worried about the race to get out.
Okay. 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 I was gonna do something, and then having heard you say that description, now I feel like I don't need to.
Up to you.
But that would be metagaming, so
Yeah,
I'm going to do it anyway.
Love it.
So hearing him say, finally,
Uh-huh.
Pohaku is going to be like, well, that was just rude.
Oh my God.
And he turns around to the door and casts knock.
It's loud knocking sound, and the latch unlocks.
And he just opens the door calmly. Okay, that was uncalled for. I thought we were really getting along. I understand you're busy, but that was just rude.
I'm stressed and under deadlines.
I understand, but that is no excuse for bad manners. I wish you the best. Have a very good day. I offered to help you. Finally, really, devotion. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Wonderful.
Dad!
And with that, I turn and walk away.
I say good day, sir.
And there's just this long, defeated sigh as they close the door. Garnet giving you more than enough time to scamper out without even the need of any sort of stealth check. And you are out with this information. You are able to reconvene with Pohaku. I assume heading back to the Copper Resort.
We have to stop at the Flower Girl. On the
That's
way,
true.
but
Stop
yes,
at the Flower Girl.
That's true. And you're able to go there. You're are you just purchasing the one meat pie? How much stuff for yourself? Just so I know how much silver you're spending. Ballpark.
I want something sweet, like me.
Yeah, I won't make you go into a ton of detail here, but ballpark, how many different varieties of pies would one be able to find at Flower Girl?
Easily. So there are currently a good 6 to 9 forms of sweet treats. There are about 6 or 7 of very herbaceous ones, and there are 4 savories.
So we're looking at basically a maximum of 20. How much are these each?
Depending on which one you get, they'll run anywhere between a handful of copper to a silver each.
I buy
think-
2 of each.
Cool. Well, if you get 2 of each, we'll just call it a gold piece.
Done.
Brought to you by Matt.
I spend the gold and I tip her 2 silver.
Love it. Actually, call it 2 gold pieces. I just realized that's 20, not 10.
All
Like
right.
we said last week, who
I tip
uses
her
math?
4 silver.
Who uses math in D&D? And so you have all of those, you returning to the Copper Resort about this time. Verana and Siobhan would be returning there from their time about Siobhan having received that letter. And you other 3, Mannix, Kira, and Reba, you know this is where your allies went, so makes sense that you would go there to reconvene with them, even if you decide you're not staying here, if you want to pay for more expensive lodgings, just to at least check in.
I'll definitely be staying there. I have no intention, Reba has no intention of going anywhere else or spending any more coin.
I had a feeling Reba would be, pretty well a fan of it and free.
It's her favorite type of thing.
I mean, it'll be Mannix's choice if we stay here or pay to be at a better place.
Yeah, and you all find out very quickly that because there's 6 of you, there are 6 rooms that were made available. Each room has 2 not very large twin beds in it, and it's mentioned you can push them together so you have a little more sleeping space. Reba, you're pretty sure your feet will be hanging off the edge of the bed there. You're not
So
exactly.
she'll be curled up.
Yep.
Don't need to stretch out all the time.
But you are all here. Any news for each other to share? I don't know how much of the town you would have explored, Reba. I have some notes here on it if you want to hear some of the stuff that was there. Mannix and Kira, the marshal, talked y'all's ear off quite a bit.
Mm. What time of day is it?
Bloody hell, kid, that guy wouldn't stop talking.
So it's gotten well on into the afternoon, getting closer to evening.
Well, as you heard, there are a lot of stories to tell, especially about certain census members coming up here and causing trouble or not causing trouble, depending on who the subject is.
I feel like he could have told us as much and taken up half the time.
I mean, he probably could have, but it's nice to hear specifics sometimes. Like, I do have a list of names now whenever we get back to Nova, whose lives I might make a little more difficult through incompetence.
And I can send you a list of some of the names he might have dropped, as I don't have my census list within arm's
for
reach
sure.
at the moment.
That's for future us.
There are a lot.
So Siobhan is going to, when she gets back, is going to first go to Tess and give her the lamb pie, because she saw. Oh,
You are a saint.
oh,
Thank you.
you mentioned they were your favorite. I thought and they were,
If you'll
why do I feel naked? Oh,
if you'll pardon, I will yes. Stephen, mind the bar. I'm having dinner now. And this very kind of grizzled looking middle-aged human. All right, yeah, I got it. Will do.
and then I'm going to go to the bar and get a drink because I think the adrenaline rush has worn off. And I just realized I told a story to a whole room full of people, and holy shit.
And Stephen will happily pour you a drink. Call it 1 silver.
All right.
Verona still around?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'll take her to a table and get us some drinks and share the news that I
Hey,
learned.
well, fucking done. This is more than I expected. This is more than I
Yeah,
could have.
it's a lot of pastry. I understand.
Oh, you brought pastry too. Oh my goodness. This is a good day. This is a fabulous day. May I have is it okay if I take one?
How many people are like in the room right now? Or wait a minute, where are we doing this? Are we in our room or are we in like a common area?
This is sort of the main common area, the tavern.
Yeah.
bar
How
area.
many people are around? Ballpark?
I would say right now it's not gotten late enough for dinner here. So kind of the early drinking crowd. There's including you all, it's 13, 14 people total.
Yeah. Tell her, yeah, take 2. I'm gonna distribute these around.
Oh, if there's anything I like more than taking 1, it's taking 2. Thank you.
And Pohaku will nod to Garnet. I think you got this.
Got this. Kohaku, you did really good today.
Have some pastry.
Yes.
And she's
And
going,
I'm just going to literally like walk around, like saying hello to everybody in the bar, introducing myself and offering them pastry, making sure that Tess, it sounds like she's already had one, but I will definitely be going out of my way to make sure that she is offered some pie as well.
oh goodness, yeah, I have this one for dinner, but you know, sometimes you just need dessert. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You all definitely my current favorites. Yeah, I'm not supposed to play favorites. I'm going to play favorites right now.
The feelings
You guys
mutual,
rock.
Tess. You're wonderful.
Thank you. You know what? I try. I appreciate that. Yeah,
That's
you're gonna
what
make
I appreciate about you.
you're gonna make a lot of friends here. You keep doing that. By the way, it's people aren't gonna forget your name. That's for sure. You're gonna
Well, you know, it's just a little something to supplement the everyday soup.
oh, yeah, it'll go a long way to help them with that. I won't lie. Good thinking. Good thinking.
You got it, Tess.
And as Verana looks over the info that you brought, she's particularly taken with the one that is kind of mysterious. Sold back to the town. That's weird. Say, I think I like this one here. I think I'm gonna go buy it.
Got a well and everything.
I know. What if it's haunted? Maybe that's why it got sold back. If I could have ghosts.
That'd be amazing.
If it had ghosts, that means I'd never be lonely. I'd always have conversation.
It's also built-in security because who wants to come to a haunted
I
farm?
know, boy. I'm gonna have to learn how to talk to ghosts proper, won't I?
I
Don't speak
I have a-
ghost.
friend, maybe she speaks. Reba, come here.
Yeah, what's up?
Do you talk to
like-
ghosts? I mean,
Yeah,
this
you're like religious
halfling,
and stuff.
this halfling's looking up at you.
Oh, I mean, I'm not usually, I might be able to. I don't know. I haven't really tried.
I'll tell you what. There's a small berry farm, has a well on it. It's near the tree line, a bit outside of town to the west. I'm going to buy it in the next couple of months here. Once I do, if you're passing through here, it'd be nice. Maybe stop by and see if you can talk to the ghosts. Now, I don't know if there are ghosts, is the thing, so there may be no ghosts for you to actually talk to, but I'm thinking it's entirely possible that there are ghosts, because it seems a little strange, the existence of this being owned by nobody in the method that it was. I'm not making sense. That's fine. Just know there might be ghosts, and if there are, I might need you to talk to the ghosts for me because I don't speak ghost.
Would they be nice ghosts? Are you worried
What do
about?
I know? I just said I don't speak ghost. Do you think I know ghost customs and protocols?
I don't know. It seems like the vibe is sort of universal,
I've never been to the place. I just know it exists and I want to buy it.
and that it probably has ghosts.
No, I'm thinking it's a possibility. No one said anything about ghosts but me, but I have an intuition, and I found when I have an intuition about things, sometimes I'm right.
Yeah, I can give it a try. I don't see you're a friend of Garnet's. Friend of Garnet's is a friend of mine. I'm sure.
I am not just a friend, and she extends her hand towards you, Garnet. I am now a colleague. Gonna make you rich. Your family's
Counting on
already,
it.
your family's already pretty well off. Well, I'll make you richer, though I guess you don't actually own a. Regardless, I'm overthinking it. You're going to see money from this. That's the important part, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
What did we say? Guaranteed 20% the first year?
2015, and we'll renegotiate after that.
Hey, you do good business there, Garnet. Proud to be a colleague of yours.
If if I'm around and you still haven't inked the deal on that farm, I can help negotiate. When you're
Appreciate
ready.
it. I appreciate it. I think now that I've seen exactly what it's costing, it's too good to pass up. Going to send a few letters in the morning. I think I can get just above the asking price. Get it in my name before the end of next month.
While this is happening, I'm gonna say that Siobhan has finished her drink by now.
Okay.
And she's gonna just, if I recall, it was Garnet had all the keys.
Yep.
So I'm gonna snag the rest of the keys from her so I can show the other people their rooms. And for if I'm recalling correctly, there's gonna be 2 rooms. There's like, yeah, for some reason these ones don't come with mattresses, so
Make a deception
it's
check.
just the bed frames.
Make a deception.
This is gonna go great. What's a 10?
Either of you can do an insight if you want. No, you're just fine with it.
No notes. Okay. Yeah. Well, we have no mattresses. We figured you could stay in these, and there's there's all. That's the end. There's a list of various nicer places I could tell you about that I assume would be more to your tastes and comfort level. Also, when everyone's done, I need to tell you something. I have to come into Fort. No. Oops. Doing this wrong again. Someplace private. Perhaps there's this room. There's no mattresses to get in the way.
And in time, all of you convene in one of the mattressless rooms. Pohaku, having received many hearty handshakes and thank yous around for the various pastries that were given out. And the 6 of
And-
you are. Oh, go
I
ahead.
make sure to tell people that it's compliments of Tess.
And there are many, many glasses being raised in her direction. What the fuck? Did somebody say something about me? Oh yeah, no, you're welcome. I guess I think Stephen figured out what the fuck they're talking about. I'm going back to my dinner. Suddenly got an accent there. I don't know why. It's all right. But the 6 of you convene in one of these rooms that has 2 bed frames, no mattresses.
And Siobhan also got what's it called? Little fruit pastries.
Yeah.
Baker's dozen. So set channels for Ma, tries to make things nice, with maybe spreads a blanket or a towel on the bed frames, and is like trying to arrange them nicely. How the heck does she do it? She just puts them on the board, and suddenly there's like a chevron or some sort. I don't know.
Roll a d20 and go ahead and just add your intelligence modifier. This is gonna be you attempting to remember how she lays it out.
Oh, that sounds correct. That was a nat 1.
That
Oh,
one on
geez.
charcuterie check.
Yeah.
And you're trying to lay them out, and again, like the bed frame is not completely flat. So at some points where it kind of dips in, and kind of wants to take the towel with it. You kind of catch it. A couple of them like break slightly in your hand. And finally, you just go book it, and you just kind of put them in a circular pile. And you're like, look, food, eat it. Why not?
Behold, pie.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, it's pie. It'll speak for itself.
Part of Ness's trick might be having a table.
You try to do something nice for people.
No, I appreciate it.
With I
Reba
guess-
dives
Any
in.
beds in this room? You got
No,
a
there's no
defective
mattresses.
bedroom?
Strange. Game like this.
I mean, sometimes things are just like this.
So once
It-
everybody
Is this all 6 of us?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna check to see if Pohaku is figuring out what you're. Okay, no, he's catching on.
Are
He's
you
catching on
not
to
going to blow up my spot? Okay, our spot,
Yeah.
I should say.
And he's just like, oh, yeah.
So I guess the next order of business is to figure out where we go next in this whole process. I say, looking around.
Well, slight wrinkle. Here, have a pie. I pull out the note, and yeah, it was an actual note, right? No. Okay, I pull out the note and say, I tell them what happened, basically, and she wasn't able to give me. She gave me some description.
Yeah.
It was a human male with a dark beard, kind of druidy type, and yeah. For some reason, he wants to meet us without. And in conclusion, and he says to meet at high noon without the marshal, and that seems daft. Don't know why we'd agree to that.
I mean, if we do that meeting, we could always. We could always lie.
About
We don't have to always lie. We can just mostly lie.
Since it seems it's so interested in not having the marshal around, find a way to have the marshal around and lie about it.
oh, I thought that was a given. Yeah. I don't like been handed. Hey, here's where we're gonna ambush you. Don't tell anybody. Wasn't born yesterday. Cheerfully go off to the slaughter. Doesn't look like. So, anyone that you know by chance?
From the description, would I have anything?
Make a history check.
Okay.
If you aren't proficient in history, you can add proficiency to this because this is specifically census history.
Okay, cool. Thank you. That is a 16.
16. So, hearing about this, someone seemed like very druid-like. You don't get a whole lot of nature magic type users within the census.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh, sure. That doesn't sound like that would be approved.
well, yeah. So you
Very
you're
special
hearing this.
circumstances.
Yeah, you're like, okay, human male, bald head, he's got a bit of a beard, makes his own clothes. You did hear of a officer, not very high ranking, by the last name of Zolod, Colod, that runs with sort of an enforcer crew. That you're going, so this could be. You're not 100% on it, but also with individuals you've known, it seems fairly probable. You don't know a lot about his crew. You know that he's certainly not in charge of it. There's no chance.
Well, the good news is, if this is who I think it is, he's definitely not the one pulling the strings. So either he's trying to do stuff outside of the purview of his squad, or he's a messenger on behalf of, which
Man, I got this.
can make this much less dangerous.
Well, the lady who gave me the message, I forgot to say, seemed the information had taken him by surprise, or at least hearing it spoken aloud took him by surprise. She said he went quite white and peaked. She said, so it's possible he's well, you lot tend to travel in groups, is my understanding. So perhaps he had to find the rest and tell them before the meeting. Or I doubt entirely that it's him by himself. because if he wanted this much privacy, he wouldn't have told me to invite all of you and then just be him by himself. No one's that daft.
True.
So I assume it's we're cheerfully walking up to a full squad or whatever you call yourself.
Usually
So why is
squad.
he so comfortable with all of us, but not with Marshall Baker?
I find it all concerning, frankly.
Well, it's because a lot of census members that don't like to respect the law of the land don't like the law of the land.
Yeah, and Kira, you would also particularly know that of all marshals in the assemblage, Bicker's the one that's the closest to feared.
The
The man's
Marshall
got a
Baker
reputation.
is known through the census to not take anybody's shit, and also, let's just say, handle people that don't follow the law of his land, which is what we're supposed to do by all the treaties and by all the rules and whatnot. So, I mean, if we have to fuck these guys up because they're not following the laws of the land, I don't really have a problem with it, because that is taking down people who don't follow our rules.
I mean, the fact that they actively don't want him there, I mean, call me rebellious, but really makes me feel like we should have him there. I
I
can
know.
cast invisibility on the guy if he's able to just not make too much noise.
I agree with you, and I have to say it hurts my heart because normally I would be vastly against involvement in law at any point, but that was my instinct as well. The fact they don't want him there, it's like, well, then we're certainly fucking bringing him.
Mm-hmm.
So
I absolutely agree.
now the problem, as I see it, or well, the problems are legion as I see it, but one problem as I see it is that if this fella happens to indeed be traveling with a group, we don't know who the fuck else is in the group with him. So
Would
we have
I?
to be careful.
Give me another history check.
Cool. And census history or regular history?
Yeah, this is census history.
Census history. Oh, good, because I needed that extra 3. It's a 14.
14. You wouldn't know all the members. Again, you know, usually groups of 5. That's the way it's always done. But thinking about it, the last individual you had heard that he had been working with closely, a human female by the name of Safra Hathik. She is tenacious, she is opportunistic, and she's always looking for ways to improve her position within the organization.
Mm-hmm. And would I know if she's not above being underhanded to do it?
You don't know
Okay.
100%. However, you wouldn't doubt if she was.
Okay.
You wouldn't go so far as to call her completely amoral, but that said, anyone short of a friend or family member, if she had to step on their head to advance, you think she'd happily use that as a stepping stone.
It's sort of like the Vogons are not above bribery the same way the sea is not above the sky.
Exactly. Nice reference.
Thank you.
Give yourself inspiration.
Yes.
And then one other question about this information. Would I know, because I know census members do a lot of training together.
Yeah.
Would I know a general power level?
You think that 6 of you against the 5 of them be a fight. You're not saying you would take them. You're also not saying you can't. It
All right.
could come down to a lot of things, but you feel like it'd be a pretty fair fight.
Interpreting that through young adult brain. So I mean, we outnumber them, and it's gonna be. I'm not gonna say that we'd wipe the floor with them in a fight, but like, I mean, we were able to handle a known mass murderer. We can handle him and his squad if things get ugly.
I feel like Siobhan, who has 3 brothers, speaks macho bullshit. And it's, I don't know if I have to do an inside check. Just be like,
I do remember certain consequences that lingered even after taking down known mass murderer.
Okay, but that had nothing to do with us winning or losing the fight.
Just saying, consequences are consequences. We might not want to underestimate these guys.
I agree. And the problem, as I see it, if I recall, we had a look. It's this is out of character. Are we? We're like a mile. You said that the train station was like a mile away, right?
Yeah, it's
There's
about-
a passage
Yeah,
there.
it's about a mile out of town. Ground's real flat, so I mean you can see it.
That's what
as
I'm
you walk
saying.
around.
It's like, okay, so it's a mile out, and you can see the whole fucking way. So you can't really. The good news is there theoretically being no place for them to stage an ambush, but again, if they get there to the station first, they can be set up in high ground or the roofs or what have you. And also that means we can't, have the marshal come strolling along with us because the invisibility of how long does it last?
An hour.
Oh, all right, never mind.
Yeah.
Walk a mile in an hour.
Yeah, if we have an hour with the invisibility, get the marshal invisible near us. I say we do it.
All
And if
right.
anything, we'll get to weed out people that don't know how to properly do their job from my ranks, and that's enough for me to want to do this.
You're very sinister around the subject of rules, if you don't know.
If anything's ever going to get better for all of us, step 1 is census members not stepping outside what they're supposed to do.
Siobhan doesn't know who Robocop is, but Jamie's concerned. Alright, so the team will
If
be.
you're concerned about the marshal, shouldn't we be walking him up in broad daylight?
We're not concerned he's I didn't even think of that. Do you think there's a threat to him back here? Do you think that's why they're trying to get us up to town?
Well, if they don't want him and we don't like them, why are we listening to their desires?
We're not. Have you been paying attention? We're discussing how we're getting him out there invisibly.
Yeah, because they want to meet with us without the marshal. So we
Right.
are going to meet with them with the marshal.
Discreetly.
Got it. Sorry, I did misunderstand. My apologies.
It's okay. I assume you were busy with the pie.
It is really good pie, and you have been quite busy with it.
Oh, speaking of that, Reba, not to tell you your business, but I think I met your future wife.
Did you now?
There'll be what was her name? I've forgotten. At the flower girl that made her. Did I get the baker's name? She's a
Thalia Stonespeaker.
right. She's a big, strong, muscular woman with tattoos, and she bakes. So I'm not being shallow, but I for me personally, that would be most of the requirements.
These pies are her work? Damn. These pies are fine. It's hard to imagine the person behind them being even finer.
I was not. I'd offer to go help, but I mean, I can stand there and make you look better by comparison to my own awkwardness. But
I can just start bench pressing you a few times in front of her. I don't know, casually. And just do some curls.
I don't think you could. Hold on, I'm gonna go to fucking play. Let's see if you can do
That
this.
sounds like a challenge.
Yeah, it was. Is why it sounded like one.
Siobhan, make an athletics check for your plank.
I palm Mannix a gold. I bet it doesn't work.
Okay, what am I doing?
You're making an athletics check for your plank.
Okay.
Tudamon says she does. I say that via telepathy too.
19.
19. So yeah, Reba, so Siobhan just fully you lay down in bench press position, and Siobhan lays across your hands, fully plank, and you could feel like Siobhan's a very strong woman. Her muscles are taut. She is rigid. She's not going anywhere. Make an athletics check to try and bench pressure.
I know how much I weigh.
I'm trying to
That
decide
matters.
whether or not I want to add bless, but that's probably it is a buff.
You can if you want. It's totally allowed to.
No, I think I want to do this honest. I want to
Okay.
see if I want Reba has vested interest in actually knowing the results here.
Yeah.
I never do this, but I actually rolled and I know what her weight is. So
What would you
Did
get? Rita?
not roll well. So that's a 12.
12.
The athletics.
Let's see here. Do you know ballpark what Siobhan's weight is?
150 pounds.
150 pounds? 12 athletics? It's
Oh, yeah.
not the prettiest bench press. Like your arms don't totally go up at the exact same time because her weight's not perfectly balanced out. So you find yourself you're lifting the legs a little too fast, and then you're lifting the back. It's about a half a bench press. You got her into the air, but you wouldn't call the form so good as to call it a bench press.
There we go. That counts. I mean,
Yeah,
frankly, if I had like just a nice like metal pole and then like two of you, one on either end, that would be easier. But with the under the
Alright, the
constraints of
Problem was
dealing
that I
with
didn't
it.
weigh enough. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll try to buff up more.
No,
for you.
it's the problem was, it's just not evenly dispersed, and you really, if you want to have good technique and do it in a healthy way and not really risk hurting your, joints, then. But no, that counts.
No, I don't think it is. You wasn't quite full extent. I just realized we're being should have asked someone to spot us, but looks around the room. Yeah, I don't know who'd have done that.
you look around the room real quick. You think Pahaku
Kohaku.
probably be able to, but outside of that,
What?
you're like Pahaku could. He's fully just no. He's a little busy, and you for me you think you're like, well, no, Kira's kind of athletic, right? No, he's got the noodle arms. That's not going to happen.
I am fast.
Alright.
I turn over to Reba, kind of wiping some crumbs from my mouth. You got it okay?
Oh yeah, we're fine.
You sure?
Yeah, this is nothing.
Okay. Because okay.
You keep enjoying that pie, bud.
Did he?
It's good pie.
We're planning on a good way to get way more.
I was like,
Yes.
Different kind of pie.
Or
I might call it cake.
oh, right. I understand that reference.
and now Reba is hoping to no longer be staying at the Copper Resort.
Oh look, another room that certainly doesn't have someone just doesn't have mattresses. Strange.
Did it say in the note when to meet them?
Noon, the dramatic folk.
Of
So
course.
Tomorrow at midday. So yes, this is full on. I knew.
Well,
Just going to be my question. Is it going to be like medium noon or like lower noon, high noon?
Noonish. Yeah.
You're in fantasy Wild West. You're able to pick up pretty quickly. This means high
so I guess I mean, just in case they're watching us after we've discussed this, I could send Umbani with a note to the marshal with whatever our plan's gonna be.
I thought perhaps we would Shamon wouldn't know this. Is there a way that you Garnet can just tell him through the what have you? Didn't you link with them all this morning when we separated?
No, I had to. Well, I never linked with Vicar,
Ah,
but I mean, I could I just have to get eyes on him to make it work.
the same. I just have to, if I can see him, I can tell him. But did you mention by chance where he tended to go of an evening?
He did not. No one asked him.
Maybe he'll come here because remember, there's really good entertainment tonight.
Is there?
Maybe the bird can just ask him to come here.
As Garnet says that, and you think about the various ranges
Oh, axe throwing.
you saw out back, one was very clearly for axe throwing, one was clearly archery, and there was one that was really long that you weren't quite sure it was for. And as you think of the marshal, you're going, it's for a gun. That's why it's so far. It's for firearms. You think it's entirely plausible that a sharpshooter like Bicker might frequent this establishment when the sun goes down.
So I guess we just kind of relax and wait for the marshal to come back here before we tell him the whole invisibility plan. I mean, meanwhile, Manix and I have to find somewhere that has actual beds.
I were told that,
Not enough beds.
let's see.
Oh, well, hey, if you're gonna go out and about, so, you know, Mannix, we were talking to Tess because you can talk to people and be nice and they tell you stuff. And she was mentioning that if you head over to the Modest Jewel, they have lots of different kinds of coffee. I bet you could even get more than 2.
That sounds good. I don't know about being nice to people though. That doesn't sound great.
That
I'll
tracks.
do that for you.
I don't know.
Why? Why though?
I watched Pahako do it, and then we got rooms with beds. So
Ugh.
it seems to be working.
Be nice. Sleep in a bed. Nice.
Of course, the
I'll-
other alternative is you could just pay a whole bunch of money for it. And that seems to have worked well for you so far too, Mannix. So you just keep doing what you do.
That's the only good idea you'll ever have.
Oh, look, I'm Nate.
I'm gonna go.
Let's go find
the-
rooms. I'm just trying to get Manix out of this.
The mustache is so robust, it almost looks like Groucho Marx grease paint. It is so impressive.
Makes me very happy.
I believe you. I believe you. We need to get you eyeglasses and a cigar and 3 other brothers just to do a routine.
I'll just have to add that to the list of things that I can now cosplay or dress up as for no good goddamn reason. To the
Yes, no, you would make an incredible Groucho Marx. I'm just throwing that out there.
Has anybody made a plea for Axe Cop?
yeah, the Axe Cop is on the list.
It's been mentioned. Yes, yes. So you guys will the Modest Jewel, not difficult to find, and the proprietress of it, she'll set you up with rooms. The rooms will cost 2 gold a night. They are quite nice, very soft beds, multiple pillows, silk sheets, and she currently has stocked 6 different types of coffee.
Well, look at that. Pohaku was not wrong.
Lad was due.
We'll definitely enjoy sampling those coffees. We have
So we'll
quite a connoisseur, and I point to Manix.
So go ahead and mark off 4 gold for this night's stay. The train job is 6 days from today, so that would be 5 nights. So if you want to mark off 10 gold for all of them right now.
Yep, I got it.
Perfect.
Jesus, how much more?
There is
and
something I'd like to do this night as well,
Yeah.
if I have time for it.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to tell Garnet that, excuse me, I'm going to head over to the magic shop. Don't worry, I won't spend too much. I don't think. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. And just kind of hustle out the door.
Yeah.
But I'm going to head on over to the Brass Cloak. Brass Cloak.
Yep.
And I just want to go and find out from Brygson.
Mhm.
Brygson,
Yes.
man of your fine taste and exemplary wares.
Well.
what do you have in terms of a non-magical but fine writing implement?
Non-magical, but quite. Are you sure you want it to be completely non-magical? Not even a slight enchantment on it. Just you want a nice pen.
You can tell me about what you have, but I fear it may be out of my price range at the time. What do you have?
I have a very nice quill. Very, very simple, very minor enchantment on it. It will never run out of ink. Now, mind you, should you be trying to cast a spell or do some sort of ritual that requires ink as part of it, this would not suffice, as it is writing through an enchantment, thus not actually using ink itself.
Pohaku kind of gestures to his tattoos. Different inks, understood.
Yes. The quill of endless writing you may have for 5 gold.
5 gold.
Yes,
Could it be gift wrapped?
absolutely. I think I can get for that. Yes, for you. Olga, are you sure you don't want the disco ball?
How much was it again?
25 gold. There you go.
So 5 gold for the pen,
Yes.
25 the disco ball. Brixton,
Yes.
I'll tell you what, how about this? What if I gave you 30 for both of them?
You should have a hard bargain, but done.
You're a good man, Brixton.
So you have the gift wrapped magical quill, and it appears to just be a quill pen. The other thing about it is it does have a slight charm on it that if the feathers do start to become frayed through natural wear and tear, they repair themselves. He explains you can't go pulling at them and they won't completely mend themselves back together, but through basic use, it will maintain its look. It will endlessly write, but it doesn't truly write with ink. So you can't smear it. You can't use it as part of a spell that uses ink. And you have the hand-sized disco ball. When activated, it will float and it will rotate until deactivated. There are no, it clicks on and off like an immovable rod, but it's easy to move around. But you have the disco ball.
You almost a good 5 minutes of disco puns last time.
Yeah, Casey heard about it.
I hold on to it. I just got, Pohaku just has the biggest smile on his face. Thank you, Brixton. Give him a hug, and then I turn and walk out the door.
He's very surprised. And I'm a hugger.
All right, Brixton. And then I am going to make my way back over to the Hall of Records.
Okay, you return to the Hall of Records,
Mhm.
and it's closed up for the night.
Okay.
You can see there's a light on inside. Devotion, they are in there, as you saw. They also live here, but it's closed.
I'm not casting knock. I knock.
Peer out. Yes.
Good evening to you,
Good
Devotion.
evening.
Apologize
No.
for losing my temper with you.
And
earlier today.
I apologize for my outburst as well. You were
seem to
being
be
polite.
you seem to be very busy. I thought I could give you something that might save you at least a little bit of time, and I'll hand in
Oh.
the quill.
Oh,
Oh, it's a very nice pen. How will it save me time exactly?
You'll never have to worry about running out of ink with this. You'll never have to worry about filling it and dipping. It will just continue to write perpetually.
So you're saying it's the epitome of efficiency.
I mean, if you can only be one thing, you should be efficient.
Wait here. Stand right there. Don't go. Wait right there. Please wait right there. They
Okay.
run off. They set the pen at their desk, marvel at it for a second. He's there rummaging through a few drawers. And I said, yes. They come back and they have this coin. It's brass, and they kind of show it to you, and they turn and show you both sides. Like, this is the symbol of a notary of the assemblage.
Go
So-
on.
Oh my god.
What I'm going to do for you. And they go and roll out a piece of parchment and just very quickly, using the pen you just gave them, they write a thank you note and then take some wax, put it on there, and they stamp it with their official coin. You now have a signed and notarized note of thanks from a notary of the assemblage. And I don't do this for just anyone.
That's very kind of you, Devotion. I wasn't expecting that. This was just a gift, but I appreciate it.
And then they point to the bottom. There's a slight postscript. If you read out this enchantment here, it will allow you to offer yourself or another individual some guidance. And it has a one-time use of the guidance cantrip
Okay.
on there.
And I tried being nice. Nobody gave me anything free.
I mean, it was 5 gold, kind of. But
I mean, you did roll a natural 20 that caused a census member in hiding in this town to be rooted out and discovered. So that was
I didn't know he was in hiding. The well then.
no, you straight up fucked up some of my plans. So good on you.
That's what I do.
This isn't quite the hags. This is not quite the hags from our last campaign, but that was a moment of, well, they were going to have eyes on you, but you rolled a damn nat 20, so I need to reward that. So yeah.
Well, again, thank you for your time. Apologies for losing my temper. I do look forward. We'll be staying at the Copper Resort should you wish to catch up later.
Copper Resort. I haven't done axe throwing in quite some time. I'm terrible at it. Are you any good at axe throwing?
Nope.
I will stop in this evening. Let's terribly throw axes together.
Sounds like a plan.
Oh, friends.
I'm glad to call you friend.
Oh,
May I call
Aw.
you friend?
You can call me friend, and I will call you.
ow.
I will call you. I will call you friend as well.
Call me friend. Just don't call me late for dinner. Anyhow, I will have some work to finish. I shall see you there later on. Good evening to you, friend.
Good evening to you, friend.
Oh,
And with that, I will make my way back over to the Copper Resort.
in the meantime, I have introduced Reba to Fort Awesome.
Yes.
And
Yeah, it's currently, I believe it's currently made up of 6 mattresses.
Yep.
Because you stole 2 of them from 2 different rooms, and
Yep.
then the 2 mattresses of this room were used. So it is a
Yep.
6 mattress fort at this time.
yeah, with all the blankets and pillows
Yes.
and the sheets and everything attendant from the other rooms.
Incredible. Reba has never felt so cozy in her life. She immediately goes in search of like candles or some sort of like nice little soft lighting to put inside there.
Can't you do like pretty lights yourself or something? Or is that the lad, wasn't it?
I've got that spell.
The golf
You
field like that?
know, if we had shared, maybe we could have more cool spells.
I didn't, see where the. I didn't think it would work, frankly. I thought they'd take one look at me because I can't lie for shades. And I figured I'd say something about there being no mattresses, and they'd look at me. I go, well, they're in the other room, but didn't think the
We can just tell them we found the mattresses, but they all have to stay in one room, and so they have to come and stay with us in the fort.
No, I will not feel bad about this. You will not make me feel bad about this. There's no sadness in Fort Awesome. We do not recognize census authority, and we do not recognize sadness in Fort Awesome.
Crying
like these
at
rules.
all is not allowed.
No, oh, that's,
Scarlett will just kind of salute Siobhan. Yes, yes, ma'am.
I can abide by these rules. Might be worth giving them a chance to abide by the rules too. That's what you do. They can be invited. They can be invited, but only if they don't like make you feel bad about the mattress lie. They can only
No,
come
it's a
in
lie.
if they don't like care about the mattresses and the fact that we took them. Or that you took them.
Well, in all honesty, I figured that Manus would take one look at this place and the fact that there is one bathroom to be shared among 20 rooms and depart.
So you're doing them a favor.
No,
we
but
have the
see-
special key.
No, but I actually didn't think there'd be didn't think it would matter. Just think he'd look and say no and go someplace else.
I
That's it.
think this fort is well worth someone being deprived of mattresses, whether or not that person was going to stay the night here. This is just better. Sacrifices have to be made.
Yes, you can't make a mattress work without breaking some eggs.
Funnily enough, as this conversation's being
I'm
had,
going to
being
clip this and send it to
is it
an ethics professor.
Mannix is currently in the private tub that's in his room, just having a nice
Yeah,
soul
yeah,
right
yeah.
now. Like he's in a lap of luxury is all of you like, well, we could invite him back to the dirt hovel for the mattress fort.
And his loss.
Yeah. All of you have enough of a sense from the time you've known and traveled with Mannix already that if he's staying at this fancy place, he'd much rather pay for comfort than have a free mattress fort.
I will say, and I will
Every day.
I will always I will always hold this as a core philosophy. You never know who has a soft spot for mattress forts.
This is true.
That's fair.
Anyone could. You
Those are
don't know.
words to
No
live
one is
by.
above.
But you also know that Mannix really likes having his own room.
For sure.
He really
No
likes
one is
having.
above loving a mattress fort except Mannix.
Aw.
That's not to say he doesn't love one, but you also kind of get the sense that he likes mattress forts for one. Maybe for two if he enjoys their company enough.
I don't know. It's Mannix. I think
Well,
he's
depends
more
on the
likely to go for
company.
3.
That's what,
Depends on the company.
correct.
Or 3.
That's true. Yeah, if it had been those two tieflings again, and any mattress fort, the Fort Wilhelm.
It's more of a think of the blanket fort from Community. That's what we're dealing with here. Something-
Yes.
This
Oh,
elaborate palace with different wings and elevations.
I have new dreams.
And war. Don't forget the war.
There is no conflict.
When I get back, I'd like to try to make a sleight of hand check for I don't know, depositing something with Garnet.
I mean, okay, Bahaku sleight of hand, Garnet perception.
Oh,
17.
Oh,
so my passive is 10, but I did roll a 17.
Reroll. I don't know who to award it to. You tied. Just reroll.
Rollies.
Ooh, not good. 12.
13.
Okay. So Garnet, you feel Pohaku as perhaps as we are settling back into the fort. bump into you in a fashion. He's more coordinated than that. And you check your pockets, and there is a small, shimmery, sparkly object in your pocket.
You didn't.
I didn't what?
I mean, you said you were going back to the magic store, but really?
Yeah, I had to go. I felt bad for yelling at Devotion earlier, so I went and got him a pen.
And a ball?
I mean, I can't lie to you. Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna have to teach you how to do that just a little bit better, but we'll work on it. Garnet is gonna be really excited about the disco ball and put it in Fort Mattress and kind of in the center and have the lights shimmering and spinning in the center of the mattress fort.
You now have a
I know
disco
you
mattress fort. It's
I know you
awesome.
said you never wanted to steal joy from anyone, so I just thought I'd bring you some instead.
Oh,
So pure. So pure.
How did we end up with such a weirdly wholesome party?
Well, it's necessary.
And
It's very,
Mannix.
And Mannix.
you say that though,
It's
but
like,
then Mannix is also the one that
oh.
has absolutely no tolerance for people who punch down in any way.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's
I was like, 3 of these fuckers made me cry, so I don't know how wholesome this party is.
this is true.
We're nuanced. We have layers. We're like ogres and onions.
Exactly.
like a parfait, right? I mean,
Yes.
not everyone likes onions, but I mean, who doesn't love a parfait?
I was thinking more like a croissant.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Alright.
Goddamn.
You know, it's
The third
the
possible title I'm
ever-
writing down now. is
we're the
Onion
trifle.
Onions.
We're the trifle from Friends.
You ever-
Third,
Lasagna in the middle.
carrots and peas.
Yeah.
Another layer of custard.
So
What's
what
not to
happens
like?
later in tonight when we all reconvene to talk with the marshal?
I'm so glad you asked. So you are all at the Copper Resort as nightlife is kicking up and drinks are being poured and folks are going out to the various ranges to throw axes or knives or shoot arrows, fire crossbows, or those folks with firearms using the longer range and shooting. Sure enough, Marshall Bicker, he rolls in and he's doing a little trick shooting out there as he recognizes that he's a big deal in this town. And he understands it comes with certain responsibility to show up and entertain the masses. They appreciate it. But he is here and he'll see all of you, we'll say, gathered at a table having beverage, and he'll gesture if he can sit amongst you. Sit down. Well, I hope my town's treating you all right.
So far, why am I not talking? Jason, I had too much strength. So far it's been very nice. I think it's too dark
It
in
says
here.
pivot. Oh, you're on there.
Tess has been lovely. It's Tess has been lovely. We went to the Flower Girl. Very nice. Baked goods.
Hey, yeah, top of the line there. You're-
Crazy might have eaten all of them that were brought, but
Well, I mean, I guess that's the upside of being a bakery. She can make more. It's kind of her whole business operation.
is there a Mrs. or a Mr. Flower Girl by chance?
Oh, I mean, are you interested? I mean,
No.
I don't know that I've ever seen her with nobody.
Oh no. No, I just wondered if she'd be likely to be out if she had Wayne's at home to take care of.
Oh, no, she. Not quite sure whereabouts in the town she's getting off to. May have just gone home to get some rest. Day starts quite early for one of Baker's persuasion.
Right.
Has to have those good and ready for folks looking for treat in the morning. But no, as far as I know, nobody. I can't say I know either way for sure. Not the kind of thing I go around asking people about. It's kind of feel like that's none of my business as far as if anybody is. I don't know why I'm saying so much on this. I just say I don't know and just kind of stop babbling on it. Yeah, I don't know, but I don't think so. How about that?
Yeah, Siobhan is sort of dying of cringe right now because it's just like she got drunk with power. She told one story that went really well. She thought for a second that she was charismatic. It's like, oh, that's right. I'm awkward. I hate this.
And
Well, I'm glad to hear that the town's treating y'all good and proper. I look forward to discussing our endeavor coming up here in a good handful of days.
While Siobhan is taking a sip of her drink,
Uh-huh.
she says in the marshal's head, "We have something to tell you private, like."
And you hear back in your head, Jehoshaphat, that will never be something I get used to. And then he says out loud, well, you can either do that again or keep your voice down. Figure you can say as much. Not a whole lot of folks be staring over this way right now.
well, Marshall Baker,
Yeah.
I noticed there was a range out back that you were quite adept at, and I thought
Yeah.
maybe, if you'd be so inclined, if you'd let me take a try and see if I can handle a weapon as powerful as yours. And I didn't mean to say it like that, but here we are.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pretend I didn't hear that
Yep.
the way it came out. But
Yep.
no,
No, I heard you. You have to handle your weapon. I think it was quite clear.
no, we're just gonna. So,
Yep.
You want to see if you're any good with a shooting iron?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because I know that these things are very loud, and it can make quite a spectacle. And I'm trying to imply that we're going to shoot so we can talk without people hearing.
And he picks up what you're putting down. Why don't you
Oh, we all get it. It's just,
Yeah. go and why don't you mosey on over with me?
I'm just excited somebody else was offered for once.
Real curious how you make do with this. And he'll go out to this fairly lengthy range and he'll pull out a 6-shooter and he'll hand it over to you. You ever fired one before?
There was a couple times doing training, but never anything extensive.
No, that's fair enough. I just want to make sure you know which way to point the business end. That's
Oh
just
yes, yeah, no. All the safety rules were drilled into us, all the while telling us you're probably never gonna get your hands on one of these, but just in case you do, here's how to be safe.
no.
I still don't know what the Empire's thing is against firearms, but
They don't like anything they can't fully control or things that they did not concoct of their own thoughts.
I mean, fully control, it's all mechanics. Anyone can figure it out eventually if they're smart enough.
Well, you'd think, but
Eh.
I don't know what it is about technology that they just refuse to grasp onto. Everything must be by divine influence or sheer magical book learning.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, anything that's able to advance people and help out seems to be a good to me. Anyway, let me see if I can use this. And I'll take a
means.
shot. And in the ringing,
Uh-huh.
I know it's only a short time, but in the ringing
Sure.
afterwards, I'll just say, some census members want to meet with us without you. We want to make you invisible. And then I take another shot.
Okay.
They want to
Make
meet
an attack
tomorrow
roll.
at high noon. Yeah.
Cool. Make an attack roll for each of these. You do not get to add proficiency because you are not proficient with this weapon.
Yes, but no. Because the feat I took to be able to do spells in people's faces technically does make me proficient, but I haven't had any training.
Correct.
But so dexterity, right?
Yep.
So the first shot's a natural 20.
Nice. So as you do this,
The spirit of bandit takes over.
you go to aim with one hand, and all of a sudden, some bitch is heavier than you expected. So you get the other hand just up on there and just dead center. You said, "I'll be a son of a bitch."
Just wait,
Nice
because I
shot.
rolled the second shot
Yeah,
and adding my dexterity modifier,
yeah.
it's a 7.
So you get a little cocky on the second one, and you look over at him as you're talking, and you hear this. It's like you hear this. Ding! Ah, and he is just laughing to beat the band. And you look out, and it seems you hit something metal. You're not sure which in the shadows, and it ricocheted off, went through one of the ropes that's holding up a sign nearby, which swung down and smacked into the ass of a cow.
Oh,
So
at least didn't shoot the
you
cow.
didn't shoot the cow, which was your initial concern, but you looked, you're like, if you had planned it, incredible trick shot. As for what happened, not so much. He goes, he takes the pistol back from me. He says, that's a
That's probably for the best.
fair, good couple of attempts there.
Yep.
It's okay.
Darn it. Ooh.
And he fires off 3 quick shots, just and they are this like perfect triangle around your center bullseye. Well, thought you did such a good job there. I thought we'd frame it for posterity.
Fair.
Yes, there. I would be delighted for you to do so. He will extend the firearm down to you. I'm guessing you understand which end is the business end where it needs to.
I was paying attention.
Perfect. And you can do your rogue ability. I'm going to stand still to get advantage on this.
That's good. Plus dex.
Yeah.
All of 12.
It hits the target, not square on, but you know it's sort of a stump that's been set on its side or a section of a stump, and because you're doing this with advantage, you do get sneak attack. Roll for me just out of curiosity. Where is the stats on his gun? I've got this character sheet right here.
How does one sneak up on a target?
Sneak attack is
Steady aim.
yeah, it's steady aim. So roll 2d8 plus your sneak attack dice, and then add your dex mod.
24.
24. So there's a bit of a crack that had formed in there, and so you're not very large, and this is a fairly powerful revolver. To you, this is a damn Dirty Harry hand cannon, and so just completely knocks you on your ass, but it rips an entire quadrant out of this stump from the way you used your steady aim. All right. So
I did that.
that was not the most precise shot I have ever seen, but that said, that was impressive.
Just found a weak point. It's not always about hitting dead center.
Y'all are impressing me more and more each time I interact with you.
How far away is this target?
Target, it's about what is the range on this string here? It is. I'm gonna ignore what the short and long range it is on this weaponry, just for the interest of narrative. It's about 200 feet out.
But I cannot hook a javelin that far.
There is a range where you could huck a javelin if you wanted, not far away.
I don't really. Rather go to the hand axe range.
Okay. Well,
I got those.
I'd be quite happy to accompany y'all to said parlay or altercation or whatever it's about to be. They don't want me there. That's a place I want to be. Appreciate you filling me in on this. Told you before, son. Don't make me start liking you. You're not doing a very good job on that. So I keep finding reasons to like you, damn it.
I just try to do my best.
Yeah, you do a damn good job. But he extends his hand to you. Appreciate the news.
So do you want to meet us here tomorrow, or because we never really remembered to plan where and when we're going to
And
meet?
Siobhan looking around this whole time. She's like, I really didn't want to have this conversation out loud.
Right.
It's pretty rowdy and raucous out here. Like people are shooting arrows and throwing axes and javelins and guns. There's lots of cheering when stuff goes off. You guys got to be in pretty close muttering to each other to hear all of it. So I would imagine that a lot of the information is sort of being passed by, through exchanging of messages, through some telepathic stuff as well. But this isn't something where somebody even 5 feet away would be able to hear what you're saying. This is a fairly private conversation with all the excitement.
We need to close the window. That can hear our neighbors.
Okay.
Sorry, that's our neighbors.
Don't have the consent to put them on stream. They're not that interesting, anyways. Though they have a cute dog, and that's but the dog can't come on stream because then the cat would get pissed. It's a whole other thing. Anyhow, so Bicker will basically say, swing by his office, a little before midday if you want to hit the invisibility spell and set out from there. Because if you cast invisibility on him while he is inside of his office and then you were to all leave, he would be invisible at the time. So unless someone is physically in the office watching him, no one will be the wiser that he was invisible. And in which case, if there was someone in the office physically watching him, he'd be real glad you got him out of there regardless. So,
All right.
Siobhan, you want to throw some axes?
Uh-huh.
Cool. So there are a handful of folks here at the axe range. And in fact, Zemia Devotion will, around at this point, have gotten Pohaku's attention for axe throwing. And so the three of you are kind of reaching here around the same time. There are multiple stumps to throw axes at, but each of you may take a hand axe, throw it. You can add proficiency plus strength to the throw.
Oh, I can't use my attack because I had hand axes as weapons.
But that would be your attack, is proficiency plus strength.
Never mind.
So for me, it would just be strength, not proficiency.
Oh, yeah, because you don't have proficiency in
Right.
axes. You have strength mod, but not proficiency.
I will have Pueo
Mhm.
use the help action on Xenia.
Oh, okay. In that case, let's see if it's any better. All right.
Oh yeah, no, that's not good.
What do you get, Pohaku?
That's a 4.
4. Just
Oh God.
right over the top of it. Like distance, no problem. Missed the target completely. Devotion, not quite a bullseye, but squarely on this thing. And that's the best I've ever done. Must be because I'm drunk. This is fun.
I have 14.
14. Very similar spot to Devotion. You just wing it, and your blade sinks deep into this stump. And so, did you hit dead on bullseye? No, but you also have this knowledge of, but if that were someone's body I was throwing at, that would have hit him, and that would have sunk deep enough to matter. Go ahead and everybody throw your second axe.
All right, Jordan, I'm rolling the D20. That was Remiel's gift at the end of the campaign here.
Yo.
That's better. That's an 18.
18.
There we go.
Not quite dead center, but damn close. And in fact, you actually completely change your grip. And this one's just kind of thrown almost sidearm. So
I am not left-handed either.
Devotion also got an 18. As it's another overhand, but again, even closer to the center. This is the best day ever. This is fun.
I cheer him
Fun.
on enthusiastically.
Siobhan, what'd you get?
I only got a 10 this time.
10. You hit the target. It's on the furthest out ring. It sinks in there. And you kind of have this moment where you're going, you were feeling how good that one was. And so you threw this one a little harder than you probably should have. Everybody go ahead and throw their third and final axe.
And Pueo is continuing to assist Devotion.
No. Doesn't need it.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a 10 for Pohaku.
Siobhan.
Oh, 16.
16. So this one, very close to the first one you threw, just correcting it. You just square yourself up and nothing fancy about this throw, just bam. And Pohaku, what was yours again?
10.
So yeah, yours is just right on the edge, like Siobhan's last one was. And Devotion, halfway, sees where yours landed, and they're actually kind of looking at it kind of as they throw this one, and it dead center. Look back, natural 20. I don't know if I ever want to throw an axe again after this, or maybe I do. That was delightful. That was fun. Thank you so much, friend, for this. And he turns to you, Siobhan. You are incredibly strong. This is good. This is better than I see most people coming in here doing.
I assume he's hot as Lob because he's a tiefling.
But yes,
Vague as acquired by Lob.
yes.
So, all right. Cue awkward blushing.
I have a great idea. We all did good jobs throwing axes. Do you know what that means?
What does that mean, friend?
That means we get to have drinks together to celebrate that we are axe throwing friends.
That sounds like a good plan.
I will return with celebratory drinks. They kind of scamper off.
Where'd you make the friend?
What was that?
Where'd you make the friend?
He's a good guy. He's over at the Hall of Records. Devotion by name and by trade.
Eyebrows to the hairline, basically. The whole record, you say?
Yeah.
All right. No notes. Nothing strange about this. Don't worry about it.
Okay,
They're very handsome.
I won't worry. Yeah. They're. Yeah.
Or I don't know if that's the right word. Attractive. I don't like that. It sounds so formal. I'm gonna stop talking.
Wow, you're
No,
so
don't
good at
stop
it.
talking. You're doing great.
Which pie did you like the best? Do you think?
What was it that Reba said? Something about the cake?
No, my
Oh boy.
Get a little ahead of yourself there, Pohaku.
Oh, that was fully intended for Siobhan's benefit.
Yeah. Yeah, Siobhan is I think naturally even fairer than I am, and is basically just Scarlet at this point.
I mean, he's that part of that. They're real nice. I mean, if that's of interest,
Nope. Forgot
do-
myself.
you sure?
Yeah, forgot myself. Was had one moment of accidental, channeled my father or something, told a story to a group of people, forgot who I was. It's all right. I'm back. I'm just,
Okay,
I'll go get
Look.
my axes.
Siobhan, that's fine, and I respect that, and I put my hand on your shoulder. All I'm saying, and I cast enhance ability charisma on you, is just have fun tonight.
You'd have to reach up, fucker.
All I'm saying is have fun tonight, and I cast enhance ability on
Yeah,
you
imagine
for
we're the
charisma.
opposite of how we are in real life.
No, got it. Got it. What would that be like?
I know.
What's it like to be short?
I have to say, yes, being somebody who is as tall as myself, it is extremely disorienting when I do have to look up at somebody, like
I bet.
literally look up at somebody. It just feels so incredibly strange.
And you're like, oh, this is what everyone else's life is like.
It feels so strange.
I bet it
feels
does.
So strange.
Oh,
It's just
George's
literally the
impressed.
wrong perspective.
We're just so impressed by this. I'm 5'4" in real life, so there's not a I am the opposite. I'm confused. A non-child is someone that I have to look down at. Even children are taller than me frequently. My nephew is almost there, and he's 12.
I don't understand these things about heights. I am eternal and all-encompassing.
Cool. You've got that going for you,
Which is nice. Well, unless anybody has anything else specific for this evening. Yes, Garnet, please.
You're
You
muted.
are
Matt.
muted.
Sorry, the dog's being loud next to me.
Oh, that's fair.
The after all the shooting happens and whatnot, Garnet is going to go up to the marshal
Mhm.
and say, Tess let me in on your little secret. And just kind of see first what his reaction is in case there's more than one secret.
I'm sure I have no idea what you're talking about.
She said that you might be the best lasso master around here.
Well, now I don't know if I'm the best per se, but let's just say lassoed an individual or two in my day that was trying to make an escape and allowed them to get a quick stop, courtesy of yours truly. Take care of the rest.
Can you teach me?
Tell you what, I won't just teach you that. I'll teach you one better. Teach you how to both with a lasso and a whip. Now, just give you the idea here. Whip's not going to give you quite the reach a lasso will. However, I have found yourself a good leather whip. Get a good firm strong hold on what you're trying to target. You can get over there good quick. Oh, I got to kind of do it in one motion. As far as the lasso there, I think you can pick it up.
I mean, we have like 5-6 days.
Oh, we got plenty of time, and with the amount of downtime you guys have, as long as you spend some time working with him each day, no problem to learn how to use a rope as a lasso well enough that you feel like you'd be able to at least attempt to toss it at a target to get across from one to the other more easily. It's obviously not a guarantee, but it would be a range attack roll kind of thing.
So I'm also thinking I picked up a train schedule, and there's trains coming and going every day.
Like
And
they
they're
do.
probably passing by each other on tracks, not necessarily where we're going, but in other areas.
It happens now and again.
I think we need to practice jumping from one train to the other before we actually do it for the first time. What do you
Well,
think about that?
I hear what you're saying. Just the only thing to be aware of, situation in which we're having you do it is as one is beginning its acceleration out of its most recent stop, and the other one is decelerating, coming into said stop. When they pass each other going along tracks, they go full speed.
Mm, okay, so not quite the same situation.
I would say, and he kind of looks up. What's this? When a problem comes along, you must whip it. Brilliant.
Wise
Brilliant.
words
Thank you, Devo.
from Devo.
They know much. You could probably test it between some of the buildings here in the Gulch.
Okay.
You might get some folks who aren't too happy that you're tap dancing up on their roofs, but apologize and scamper down. Won't take it too personal. You won't get to test the doing it at speed portion of things, but you'll get an idea of doing something over a distance. Plus,
Good enough.
the trains will be moving closer than these gaps you see between the buildings. So,
Okay.
should balance out.
Thank
Happy
you,
to
Marshall.
happy to work with you on it. Like how you think. So the day will come to a close. You will all get your long rest if you haven't taken it.
So sorry, one final
Of course.
one final thing as Pohaku is turning in for the night
Yep.
before he takes his long rest. He is going to he'll try to find whatever sort of just whether it be tree or rock, just kind of off to himself somewhere. If he needs to walk away, he will do so, and just kind of in the still of night, just kind of go into a little bit of a meditative state, and pulls out a kind of homemade. It's essentially like a small stick with a large thorn at the end of it. And he is going to dip it into some ink that he has ground up and begin tattooing. And he studies the scroll that he purchased from the magic shop, and it's an identify scroll. And he is going to tattoo essentially what looks like a birch tree kind of down the side, going past his eye. And with birch trees, with the bark kind of looking like eyes,
Yeah.
one of the eye is going to be where his eye is.
Love
And
it.
so that just kind of comes down from his forehead down past his cheek. And he is spending the time to tattoo himself and add to his spell book the
Oh.
identify spell.
Love it. So you can
That's
now ritual
so
cast
cool.
identify.
It's very cool.
A very useful spell to have.
Yeah, that'll and then he will take his rest.
Perfect. You all get long rests. Nobody's rest is uneasy. The worst you experience, Reba, is as you're nodding off, you get a few messages of displeasure from Hela about your time in Odin's temple, but you're used to this.
You're not my mom.
The next day, you are able to all.
Oh, just one last thing.
Yes,
I
please.
would have used Ascending Stone to call me Ma before it got too late. Don't know how the time zone, if that's a thing.
You guys would be at the same time.
That's yeah,
time
that
zone
far
still.
from home. All right, Ma, just checking in. I don't know. Oh, fuck.
25 words.
Wow, fired. I just do this all the time. All right. All right, Ma. Just. Not really. All right, Ma, just checking in. Jumped on the mattresses for safety, so that's all cricket. Everything fine so far. Marshall Micker says hello. I've got plenty left. Love to everyone.
Brief moment. It's good to hear from you. God, you're safe. Of course, You tested the mattresses. Phineas starts work tomorrow. Sleep well. We love you. The next day, your breakfasts at your various lodgings eaten. Those of you at the Copper Resort having perpetual stew. Those of you at the Jewel, lavish breakfast. 6 different kinds of coffee for Mannix. It is wonderful. It is glorious, and about a little less than an hour before, or about an hour, a little before, around that, before midday, you all convene in the Marshal Bickers office, discuss the plan to head out to the train yard, him being invisible, and who is casting the invisibility on him.
I
One
would.
other quick
please.
thing before but as we meet up,
Yeah.
before we go over there, I would offer to Kira and Mannix. Morning, hope you all slept well. As fellow wizards, there's a magic shop in town. I didn't realize that you could actually just buy magic. It's kind of amazing.
Oh,
I had a chance, and he kind of gestures to his newly tattooed face, to learn a few things, and he holds out the scroll of Identify. If you're able to learn anything from this, by all means.
I mean, that kind of seems like a before heading to bed thing, but absolutely. It'd be great to take a look at that scroll and see if I can copy it. See if I can copy it in, and I hold up my spell book.
And if there's any other that I can help you with, by all means,
Yeah,
happy to share.
I didn't know there was a magic shop in town. I'll have to take a look if we have time.
Yeah. Oh, he's great. He's great. Just be. I kind of look over to Mannix and then I look back over to here. Be nice. Great guy. Name's Brexon. Great reach. Super cool. Gave me a disco ball. I gave to Garnet. We had a great time with it in the fort last night. It was fantastic.
In the what?
The fort.
When you say be nice, do you mean actually be nice, or do you mean be nice the way that you normally mean when you say it to me? As in, I'm not going to, even though you're telling me to.
I mean, some of that stuff is pretty pricey. I don't think it could hurt, but
So
Mannix,
really, so
I will
Mannix
do the talking.
actually be nice. Got it. Okay.
you just do. And then I cut myself off. Yeah, no, Kira, that's probably the better idea.
But I want to hear about this fort later. But we've got a job to do, and I walk into to the Marshall Bickers.
Yeah, it's
place.
disco Fort Kickass. It's pretty amazing.
Disco fort. That's even more interesting. But we've got a job to do.
I can't even hold a candle to the sovereign republic of Pilatonia.
And yes, you were quite pleased, Mannix, that you weren't sure how many more pillows they'd be able to bring when you asked, how many more pillows could I get if I wanted them? You were swimming in pillows as you slept.
Was I Scrooge McDucking it up?
Basically, yeah. Complete Scrooge McDuck in the pillows. It was fairly glorious. Coffee to be had of 6 types, just your kind of morning. And so, Reba, you can mark off the spell slot for invisibility as you turn. Yes.
Before the marshal goes invisible, I will do the psychic link with him, Kira, and Pohaku for 4 hours.
Perfect. So he is now invisible for the next hour. And since it's a mile, we'll say it takes you guys about 25, 30 minutes to mosey there. I mean, taking your time. You have the time, unless you want to travel faster for any reason.
I mean, it's a mile. It should take us like 15 minutes to get there.
Depends on the pace you walk.
Sure.
I mean, I feel like since we're on a time crunch, we'd want to hustle at least mostly there.
Okay.
Get there. in a
So,
minute.
but hustling. I'm gonna have everybody make a stealth check. This will be a group stealth check. Basically, you're trying to. The reason is you're trying to not show that there is an invisible person leaving footprints because you're trying to go kind of quickly.
And real quick, as we are having that 15-minute walk, I do
Yeah.
want to use motivational speech.
Oh, okay. Ooh, nice. And how does that manifest?
I think it manifests as like, all right, just sort of pep talk, like, okay, guys, not quite sure what we're getting into here. I know it's sort of a sketchy situation, but we've had worse. We have a habit of running into surprises and then kicking the said surprise's ass. So I want you to know I trust everyone here with me. And I hope you trust me. And let's go get them, team.
Love it. And what does your motivational
Thanks,
speech
coach.
do? Like, what does that?
And then just yell at him, we went for the Gipper. Yeah.
Choose up to 5 creatures within range that can hear you. Each
Yeah.
affected creature gains 5 temporary hit points and has advantage on wisdom saving throws. If you are hit by an attack, you have advantage on the next attack roll you make.
Ooh.
Once you lose the temporary hit points granted by this spell, the spell ends. So then ends the wisdom saving and the advantage and all that. So don't get hit. And it lasts for the next hour.
Perfect.
Oh,
So
Who's so who are you targeting?
You 5, the 5 I can see.
perfect. So you arrive at the train station, and it is extremely quiet. Garnet, you would know from the schedule manifest that you picked up, there aren't any trains coming through until well into this afternoon. So you're not entirely surprised that it's fairly bleak, just tumbleweed rolling by, just all the classics. And you will hear a voice call out, "All right, you can hold there. So, seems you like running your mouth about things you've heard or maybe even observed that aren't completely your business."
Oh, I gotta tell you, I was truly hoping this was the attitude you would take.
What attitude is that?
Antagonistic.
Anyone who wants to can make a perception check.
I will do so. I'm also going to come up behind Siobhan and just kind of whisper over to her. Oh, okay. I see. Well, if things are going to go that way, and I'm just going to tap her with the butt end of the dagger, of the petrified dagger,
Yeah.
and cast. What is the name of that spell? Gift of Alacrity on you. You have a D8 to your initiative roll.
Ooh, thank you.
For perception, I got 23.
23?
4.
Anybody else get a 20 or above? So, Reba, you're able to sort of, it takes you a minute to sort of clock where this voice is coming from, and you're able to see in the main train station one office raise ups on the second level. You're able to clock that's where this voice is coming from. You're muted.
I'll do a sort of subtle, like, nudge, nudge. to anyone who didn't see.
Mimics might actually be over caffeinated.
You're speaking awfully boldly for someone who's not in their territory. Why don't you show yourself?
We would. Concern is you may not be trusted to have a simple parley. We're here to discuss. No one has suggested any sort of violence, and you are coming off very aggressive.
I
Don't
mean,
tone
that
police
is
me,
just
boyo.
how she is.
Don't you tone police me either. The fuck is happening here in this game? I say, I'm not holding any weapons.
Why don't you set down that giant blade on your back, and then we'll keep talking.
Well, I feel awfully off balance without it.
I bet you do.
Garnet would like to break off a little bit from the group and maybe start to kind of nonchalantly, while attention's on Siobhan, just kind of get away from the group and maybe a little bit closer to the building.
Yeah. As you start to move away a bit, you hear another voice. This one much more gruff. It's far enough, Gnome. We'd like to keep all of you where we can see you.
And yet you're keeping yourselves where we can't see you. How is that even and balanced if we're trying to have an open and honest parlay?
Well, this one speaks reason. And the first voice you will hear her say again, fine. Suppose it's only fair. We can see you. So, and you will watch as from different portions of this building, you will see 5 individuals step forth. A human female. She has this very sleek, jet black hair, smirk on her face, just twin scimitars at her side, and a bow strapped across her back. This very large, muscular, almost as muscular as Siobhan. This half orc female with this rust-colored mohawk on her head that just has these very, very deep-set red eyes glaring over all of you. A elven female, blonde hair, but very, very short, like later season Game of Thrones, Cersei Lannister kind of short hair. And her robes that she's wearing look somewhat elegant. Seems slightly out of place as far as overall look from the other two. We'll see a half-elf male. This one has a completely shaved bald head and is wearing vestments that are very vibrant with symbols on it that are akin to the sun and light and life. All of you would know enough about the Empire to know this is very clearly someone dedicated to Baldur. And then lastly, you assume, Siobhan, that this was the individual who was in the brothel. A human male has this very, very well-maintained dark beard, clothes, hand-woven, and is sort of keeping not enough cover on them to really matter, but still kind of has like one shoulder slightly in cover, just sort of cautious air. You see all of them. The human female, she is standing the most forward, very clearly the leader. So now you can see us. Feel better?
Oh, really?
Where's your 5th?
That was 5. Yeah, it was
Female, half orc.
human female, half orc female, elf female,
Oh,
half
human
elf
female.
male,
Okay.
human male. Yeah.
The first one was the human female with the scimitar.
Yes. Yeah.
I missed that one.
Well, we'll certainly feel more comfortable once we know what it is you want to talk about.
Oh, that's very simple. Some of you need to stop running your mouths and go home. And some of you, and she looks right at you, Kira, should probably just go home.
Well,
You're picking
I've got
interesting
a job.
sides. A job, I'm sure you do. Does that job entail going against the wishes of your empire to make niceties with some of this rabble? You're risking the safety of one of our nobles.
That's why he's by my side at all times, in order to make sure that he is safe at all times.
And you're besmirching his good name with these associations. Seems like quite the interesting course of action from someone who has no rank or title or power yet to their name.
As my
Schmartin's
father
doing this,
taught
by the
me,
way.
as my father taught me, people are people no matter the country.
And look what that got him.
Now you're gonna want to tread lightly saying things like that.
I
He
don't
died a
think you understand.
hero. And everyone should be so lucky to be a hero of our great
Are you-
empire.
Are you looking to die a hero today? I can arrange that.
No,
There's
I'd
nothing
suggest you tread
heroic.
carefully.
About fighting you.
We'll offer you this opportunity one last time. Disband. Go your little separate ways. You, she says to you, Kira, bring a good noble back home safely so he can continue the life he's used to and go on with your assignments like a good student and learn your place in the order. These two, gesturing at Siobhan and Reba, are not anyone that should be of our concern.
One, everyone's of our concern. Two, my assignment is to make sure this noble has whatever fun and safe time he wants to have outside of the empire and then get home safely. And three, if I were to just follow along with everything, I'd never raise in ranks like my father did. So, if you want to keep going about this whole intimidation route that isn't working, you're going to want to come with something a little stronger than just, you should be a good boy, because honestly, I'm unfazed.
Make an intimidation check, please.
And if I may, I have something I'd like to
Yeah,
do while this is
go-
happening too.
Go right ahead.
Can I assist him in that intimidation check, please?
What are you doing? What are you doing to assist?
I'm just dispersing my wings behind him and just letting a little bit of my breath, not a full attack, but just
Sure.
letting it kind of seep out the corner of my mouth.
Absolutely, you can roll this with advantage, Jordan.
Let's see. What is math? So that's a 26.
Woo! Fifi was saying something too.
Okay, I wasn't sure if we wanted to finish that. So, question for you
Yes.
is: so Marshall is with us. He is invisible.
Mhm.
Do I know approximately where he is?
You do. Like
Okay.
you would know pretty good idea because you can like look like to the corner of your eye, see where his boot prints are in the sand or dirt or whatever.
So here's what I'd like to do is I'm going to and I have a mental link currently with Garnet, correct?
Yep.
Cool. So I'm going to tell Garnet in my mind,
Mhm.
I'm going to try to get things look to be going badly. I'm going to try to get the marshal a bit of cover, let him know that it's coming for him. And then I'm going to attempting to look bored as if I'm just like losing interest and
Sure.
I'm just going to cast Minor Illusion basically in front of the marshal as a 5-foot object and just like start making like random like little tree and then it's a rock. And basically what I'm trying to do is once he is no longer invisible, he will be behind this illusion.
Make a deception check since you're trying to use your magic to show like you're getting bored here.
Not bad. 16.
16. As you start doing this, so I thought, the human male with the beard has kind of the woven clothes that was sort of slightly staying back. He steps forward and goes, "Something's up."
Yeah, my temper.
"What's with the illusions, sir?"
Just bored waiting for y'all to finish your business. Just turn it into like a polka dot tree.
They're hiding something. Hiding something.
You're muted, Tanya.
If you'd spent any amount of time with us or watching us or observing us, you would have noticed that he's basically a large child that we just have to keep entertained.
Yet he still seems to be acting peculiar. Safra, I don't like this. We should either leave or kill them, but one or the
Probably
other.
just leave. This town
And-
doesn't need a big fight. Just leave.
No, but to be clear, you're threatening us, citizens of the assemblage, when you've no authority and you're not in your own lands. That's what I'm clearly hearing.
And the leader, the one who you heard referred to as Safra, she's, and you have no witnesses. See, that's the funny thing about all of this. Even if one of you does get away, and that's a big if, who's going to believe you? That some rogue faction from the Empire decided to cut down random citizens. Please. You're adorable.
And this is when I think to Garnet. So they don't know that we've already reported on them, huh?
Garnet thinks over to Marshall. Do you want to arrest them now or after we've softened them up?
Oh, why don't we give them a bit of a show?
Sounds good. Back to Kira. He wants a show. Pohaku. He wants a show.
Then before they are even done doing all of their start to intimidate us again talking, I'm just gonna cast a big ol' sleet storm on that motherfucker.
And I follow it up with Earthen Spears, which is the Terramancer version of Fireball.
Wait, can I follow it up with a spell as well?
Yeah, do we all get like a round of a surprise?
I would say maybe one person could
Cool. Never mind.
total. So yeah, 'cause if one person's opening up with a sleet storm, I'm just gonna do a quick. Yeah, that's low enough that you would be able to get this one off there, Kira. Go ahead and cast your sleet storm.
Alright, so it's a 40-foot radius. I'm gonna just try and catch as many of them in it as possible. And it's a
You can catch
dexterity
all
save of
radius.
15.
You can catch all of them with that. That is not a
Damn.
problem.
Yeah, 40-foot radius, 20-foot tall cylinder.
Damn.
You said that is it's a dex of 15?
Yes, 15. That's right. We went up in level, so it's 15 now.
Okay, that one's a save. Save. Advantage. That's a save.
God damn.
That's a save. And you said it was 15?
Yes.
Yeah, that's 13 plus 2. They all save.
Oh,
And
wow.
if
Oof.
any of them are concentrating on spells,
Mhm.
within the area, it is a also a 15 con save to keep that concentration up. That's what the spell specifically says.
Cool. None of them are currently concentrating on spells, but they
Damn it.
all do make the save. And as they all make the save, I need y'all to roll initiative.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Remember, you get to add a d8 to that because that gift of alacrity.
I know, it's just, it was a 19 and then it fell over to a 1.
Oh, strong.
Oh, that is such a bummer. God damn it.
All right.
Terrible.
25 to 20. Starting off strong. 20 to 15.
18.
18 for Pahaku. 15 to 10.
15.
15, Kira. All right, we'll get lots of numbers here at 10 to 5.
8.
5.
Damn.
We were so
Uh,
cool for a moment.
What'd you get, Reba?
So you know how I have advantage on
Yeah.
initiative rolls?
Sure
I
do.
rolled 2 3s.
Ugh.
All righty. So starting all of this off, as I start the initiative, the large orcish individual, she is just going to smile at this, and she is going to quickly close the distance on you, Siobhan, as you are the largest. Now, this sleet storm, does it make the area difficult terrain or anything? Jordan, your sleet storm, does that make it difficult terrain or anything?
It.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, in that case, she is going to use her bonus action, aggressive, to move her speed towards a hostile creature, and is then going to use her full movement so she can get up in your face, Siobhan. And she's going to take 2 swings with a great axe on you. That is a 19 to hit
Yep.
and a 14 to hit.
14 misses.
All right, so you will suffer. Let's see here, a total of. Ooh, that's a low roll. 5 plus. So you'll take 9 points of slashing damage as this axe comes in. You're able to somewhat dodge out of the way, not completely, but she does get some damage on you from that. The next one going is the elf female, very clearly a mage. It's going to simply just fire off a. Yeah, you know what? I need all of you to make a dexterity saving throw, as this one is
no.
going to just straight up cast a fireball on you.
Shit.
I'm assuming. Okay, this is a spell. Yeah.
Yep,
I get advantage because danger sense, right?
you do.
Will that help?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. I mean, the DC is 13. So if anybody got a 13 or higher. 14.
15.
17.
17.
Cool. So they
Nat
all
20, 27.
nice. So that is 13 plus. So you would take 22 points of fire damage from it, but you all made the save, which reduces it to 11, and then you can all reduce it to 5 as all of a sudden this fire breaks outward and you can feel this aura that's radiating off of Marshall Bicker that is protecting all of you from the spell damage.
Oh, well, there go those temporary hit points.
because he's
Right.
a paladin.
Of course he is.
And this mage, as the spell dissipates, going, how the fuck did that not do anything to them? That brings it to your turn, Pahaku.
So kind of bracing for the impact and like kind of looking down, just grins back at the mage, stomps his foot down to the ground. And how many can I catch in a 20-foot radius?
20-foot radius, you can catch all of them.
That was warm. This is sharp. And I stomp my foot, and just these massive spears of earth cascade out of the ground, impaling as many of them as can be.
All right, what's the spell save DC?
Dex is 13.
Fail. Okay, success. Fail. Success. Success. Okay, so I know the order. Give me the damage, and I'll damage them accordingly.
That is 24 points of magical piercing damage.
Alrighty, so the orc takes full damage. The mage takes half damage. The one who looks like a priest of sort takes half damage. The druidy looking guy takes half damage. And the leader takes half damage.
And from there, I will. So as he stomps his foot, the spikes erupt, and then he just kind of turns the stomp into a spin, enters Blade Song, is going to pirouette away, and is going to look. I don't know if there is much in the way of cover, but actually, well, wait a minute. He will. God. Where is that mage?
So there's the main train house. It's about 40 feet away from you. They are just outside of it.
Okay. With Blade Song, my speed is 40.
There you go.
So I will close to the mage, and that's bonus action, and movement. That's
Perfect. That is to bring it to Kira's turn.
You really, really should have been nice. And I'm gonna cast an ice chromatic orb at the person who I'm assuming is Safra.
Okay, perfect. Go ahead and make your attack.
Sorry, I just realized, did I just run into the difficult terrain of the Sleet Storm, though?
You probably would have to.
I did, so I
Yeah,
probably
right
wouldn't have enough
there.
movement to get there.
We're playing fast and loose. It's fine.
Cool. All right.
Yeah, so that's a 24.
That's going to absolutely hit. You can give me damage on this.
All right. Give me a second. Shoot, I didn't say I was upcasting it, but I did.
I
Need
believe
to.
if you were going to, go ahead.
Okay.
I trust you.
Thank you. So that is 25 points of cold damage with this
Oh,
ice
damn.
chromatic orb.
So you watch as Kira, clearly displeased by the complete lack of protocol here, hurls this baseball-sized sphere of ice that just seems to grow larger as it gets closer. And then Safra, who was very much focused on everything Pahaku just did, as she turns back, gets hit square in the chest. You can see just this rime going over her entire body as she howls out in pain. That one doing very significant damage to her.
And then I'll use my movement to walk up to like the edge of my sleet storm.
Okay.
And with my bonus action,
Mhm.
I will have Umbani run over to Siobhan and give
Okay.
Siobhan the help action for the next attack.
Ooh, that is quite glorious. That will bring it down to the cleric-y type individual. They are going to, let's see here. Didn't really like what you just did there, Kira, so they're going to return the favor, and they are going to throw a guiding bolt at you. And that is going to completely miss as they're still trying to get their footing in this sleet storm. They throw this radiant energy, and you just kind of watch as it goes just a bit over your head. Like, that must be what it is like to suck.
Oh,
Yeah, complete.
I should mention, after this first round, because I caught them in it when I cast it. This next round, they'll all need to make the deck save again to see if they slip.
Okay, I will start roll some deck saves for them then.
But that's next round.
Gotcha. So Garnet, you are up as you watch this guiding bolt go completely wide of Kira. This individual investments. Shit.
So they're standing right in front of the main train house. So I'm assuming there's like a door behind them that to go into that. Okay. So I'd like to move and dash and get behind the mage, so that I'm between the door into the train house and the group.
Yeah, make an acrobatics check here to try and do all this while avoiding the sleet stormness and using the wall a bit like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay. Acrobatics. All right, 18.
Effortlessly, you actually kind of run, you slide along the icy ground a bit, then pop up, and you are right where you want to be.
Cool. And then I will attack the mage.
Perfect.
And I am actually going to use the short sword, like
Love
a
it.
real weapon.
Ooh.
Not
What?
Wowzers.
No,
A whole new.
because I'm right here. All right, 26.
That's gonna definitely hit. Give me some damage.
12, 13, and 4 is 21.
21 points of damage. Yeah, you stab into this mage's side, causing significant damage. They are having extreme difficulty still standing, and you can hear them. Sappho, this was a terrible idea. And
I'm just actually going to say, do you surrender yet?
She did try to tell you.
Just saying.
Welcome.
the
I call over to Mannix. Does this count as punching down?
You're
You
bloody
watch-
tall. Everything's punching down.
Well, Haku's a foot shorter than I am.
Oh, I thought he was tall.
you watch as
Nothing's punching down for you.
this human male, he steps forward and goes, okay, let's have fun. As he extends his arms, you watch as his body shifts and changes, and his skin becomes just this shadowy plant-like form. And he is going to, let's see here. He'll make a couple. So yeah, he'll make a vine attack.
Ooh,
Fudge. My dice went flying.
That sounded like a lot of dice. You are screwed, Garnet.
Yeah, I'll have to find those later. I'm just gonna make an attack roll, and I'll roll it normally. That is a dirty 20 to hit. I assume that hits you, Garnet.
Oh, this is against me?
Yes.
Yeah, that hits.
So first, you take 4 points of piercing damage.
I'm gonna have him re-roll that. The attack. So
Attack.
as he goes to attack Garnet, Pohaku catches sight of this and is casting Will of the Land, Silvery Barbs, to force the re-roll on that.
That's even better. So
pockets.
24 to hit.
Okay.
So 4 points of piercing damage, and then you also take 20 points of poison damage as this massive vine pierces into your chest.
Uncanny dodge.
That seems reasonable.
And you do have so the advantage does go to you, Garnet. So you'll have advantage on your next attack, saving throw, or check.
Do I have the poison condition or just poison?
No, just poison damage.
Thank you.
And anything else on there? Yep. And it has you grappled, and it's going to pull you 10 feet closer to it. Not that that really matters a whole lot, but just for the flavor of things, it does that. That is going to bring it to Safra's turn. She is going to use Misty Step to close some distance and get the heck out of, using her movement, the Misty Step, get out of all of this. And she is going to run up on you, Siobhan. She's going to make 3 attacks with her scimitar.
Oh dear.
It's a natural 1, so that will definitely not hit. That's a 23 to hit and a 13 to hit.
23 hits.
Okay, so you take roll battle. You will take 5 points of slashing damage as she takes 3 swings, and you're able to just block 2 of them with your glaive, but the third one catches you a bit across the chest. You're definitely feeling some pain from that as both her and this large half-orc woman are in your face. And as they are in your face, that actually makes it your turn.
Which of them do I think is a bigger threat?
You definitely think the half-orc is a bigger threat, as the leader, Safra, you would definitely consider her bloodied.
All right. So,
Oh, frozen.
who's frozen?
Safra.
Oh,
Yeah, like from the ice attack.
I All right. So I grin at the big fucker,
Mhm.
and I'd like to rage,
Yes.
Yeah, you fucking would.
and I'm gonna swing at her. Apparently with advantage because of
The first one's an
uh,
advantage, yeah.
Yeah, because mine. All right. So then her with my glaive.
Nice.
That is a 24 to hit.
Oh, that definitely hits. Yeah.
All right.
Give me some damage.
Glad to. That's 9 points.
9 points of damage as you sink this glaive into her chest. She definitely did not enjoy that. Second attack.
Yep. It's not as good. It's 12 to hit.
12 actually hits. She's got a shit armor class.
All right.
Her armor class sucks.
That's 10 points of damage.
Nice. So yeah, these 2 slices doing very significant damage. You very quickly, as you were kind of thinking that second one, you swung it hard. You thought it would be, you were thinking to yourself, ah, shit, she might dodge this. And as it sinks into her, you're like, oh, she's big, strong, and slow. Well, yeah, she is definitely hurting from that as you are bringing the power of your Rajay.
And of course, you see the energy from my tattoos flows off and is kind of tethering her to me.
Nice. And so that will bring it to Reba. You are up next, and that puts Mannix on deck after Reba.
Great. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Toll the Dead.
Mhm.
I'm gonna cast it on Safra, I think.
Okay, so that is a wisdom saving throw.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see what her wisdom looks like. That is a fail. Go ahead and give me that damage.
Fantastic. So, 16 damage.
Ooh.
And then for my bonus action, I'm gonna go ahead and cast a spiritual weapon.
Yeah.
I think I'm also gonna go ahead and target Safra with that.
I love it. Make an attack roll.
Yeah. All right, that's 24 to hit.
Oh, that super hits. Go ahead and give me damage.
I was hoping you'd say that. Well, that's the worst it could be. 5 damage.
Still, your spectral canine claw just collides with her, and she coughs up a bit of blood, looking at all of you very, very wide-eyed and concerned, seeming to rethink her decisions about closing the distance with Siobhan right now, as there's a big, terrifying barbarian in front of her face, and you are all teeing off. that is going to bring it to Mannix for the last turn of the round.
Yeah, get it, Dragon Boy.
You're muted, baby.
Get it and get it off of mute.
Finally. Oh, you guys are doing a great job over here, but they're moving a little too quickly, so we're just gonna have to slow you all down. And cast slow.
Oh my. What's the save on that?
All
Oh.
5 of them.
Jordan is so-
So with
No
wisdom.
one ever uses the spell, and I love it.
It's a great
It's such
spell.
a good spell. It is such a good spell.
What's your spell save DC?
16.
It's cocked. Well, that's a natural one. What about you? Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
That one was proficient in wisdom and they saved. So that first amazing set of deck saves I had where it just totally said, hey, I don't care about your sleet storm. Apparently I can't roll saves anymore, as all of them have this wave of lethargy go over them. And you can see their movements are slowing.
Love it.
Cleo, sorry for your
Yeah.
she's very
nice.
sad about your dice rolls. That was close.
So yeah. So all 5 of them now have -2 to AC and deck saves and can't use reactions, and it can only use an action or a bonus action on its turns.
Such a
Alrighty.
badass spell.
So they've got a
Such
-2
badass
to their
spell.
deck saves.
Yeah,
So
And
next turn
AC
they might
and-
all fall
yeah.
over.
they might.
And if any of them try to cast a spell, it might not work.
I mean, they've already got a big beefy
Oh,
thing to
oh, that's true.
beat
I
on the
forgot
con save
Yeah,
if they're
it
in
takes-
Sleet Storm.
2 rounds to cast a spell.
Yeah,
With slow.
and it might just fail.
Cleo sighting.
I see there.
Get her.
Poor sick kitty. So as it reaches the top of the round, this orc is going to try and swing on you, Siobhan. Oh, it has to check, do the dex at the top of its turn. Kira?
Yes.
Okay. Dex save. Fuck. So slips and falls prone. Now, can they still stand and take their turn, or do they lose their whole turn?
Let me look. 'Cause I
Okay.
believe it's just they're knocked prone.
Okay.
Yeah, so they fall prone. So
Okay. So is going to stand up, use half movement, stand up, and can only make 1 attack at you, Siobhan. That's natural too. So again, this
Real quick, I'm just curious what their movement is, because their speed is also halved from slow.
Oh yeah, it's yeah. You watch as she slips and falls down. She's very slowly is just kind of getting back to her feet and sort of plants one foot,
Would that
plants the
be-
other.
would that be her whole movement to get back up?
Would
then?
be to just stand up.
Oh yeah, you're right. Because you could
Yeah.
move. Is it you could move or attack, right?
Well, no, it's half your movement to stand up, and they only have half their movement.
Well, it's still so
It would
you
be
get
half of that, yeah,
you get
yeah.
half of
Oh, I
flow,
get you.
and
I
gives
got
you
you.
half of
It
that.
just means
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
not
yeah.
a lot move, not
Yeah,
a lot
yeah,
more
yeah.
moving to be done.
So yeah, so her normal 30-foot movement becomes 15,
15.
from slow, and so 7.5 of that we'll
Yeah.
call it a. Well, actually, it would have 5 feet of movement left if anything,
Yeah.
but tries this big, massive overhand swing. And Siobhan, you just sidestep it as this big old axe misses. The mage. Let's see if she faulted.
They have to make a wisdom save at the end.
Oh yeah. So let's see if the was. She's still slowed. The mage makes the dex save, is able to stay on their feet, and well, allow us to make things interesting. And they produce a item from their sleeve and toss it up in the air, and this flare goes upward, and not a moment later, and you see the flash, and the sound gets you as this, and you see flames erupting from the marshal's office far in the distance.
Bitch. Oh, they don't know the
Oh.
Marshal's with us, do
They
they?
Oh,
don't. They
y'all
think they
fucked
just
up now.
assassinated someone.
Y'all done fucked up now.
It's at that point you all hear of a 6-shooter being fired off into the air as the invisibility spell drops on Marshal Elijah Bicker, who lowers his 6-shooter, taking aim at all of them. You got 2 options right now. You can stand down, come with us, enjoy yourself a little stay in one of my cells, or I can take this moment to help them end you.
Take option 2. Take option 2.
What's your choice?
Please
And
take
we'll pick up
option
there.
2.
Yes.
Oh,
We will pick up there as the assassination attempt of Marshal Bicker has completely failed.
Oh, he saved the guys.
God, we took him with us.
It may
Oh,
not have worked no matter what. There
Yeah.
were dice rolls to be involved, but with him not being there, no risk.
I knew they singled him out on purpose. I knew that they were like, you don't bring him. Don't bring him.
So yeah, we'll pick up right there where Bicker has appeared and is he's
big
got
bad.
got his shooting iron aimed at them and is just looking for an excuse to
I hope
unload
they
those
take
bullets.
option 2.
Option 2.
We'll see is you guys fucked them up real good with some spells, and there were a lot of bad saves on my part, so that was pretty great overall. Hello, Cleo. Hey, good kitty. You probably want food or something. Or you just don't feel good.
Hey Bjorn, say our catchphrase.
Well, yes, I will figure all that later as I stop talking to my cat. We'll see what chaos awaits.